up and crashing the floor. Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door. Loud like a jag off at a Penske fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Hey, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 930. I do want to say to everybody this morning, welcome back, wherever you may be. Welcome to the show, Michael. 930, just 70 shows to the big 1,000 coming up this summer. Can't wait. How are you today, sir?
I can't wait for the big 1,000 either. I am doing great, my friend. Where else would I rather be right now?
I hear you, man. But I got to be honest with you. This time, a little bit over a month from now, you might be singing a different tune. I'm going to get into that in just a moment. A lot to go over today. We got a lot for you guys. Welcome to the Two Dum Yinzers. Glad to see everybody back. Good morning, good afternoon, two end of days. Always glad seeing you on the terrible board. He says, "Hey, what's going on, brother?
What up?"
A couple things, Mike. It's 35 days, just 35 days. That's Dan Kreider.
Yes.
Days from the draft.
Yes.
Here we are, just a little over a month away. It's really going fast because I said, like we said yesterday, Mike, at one point we were at 100 days out, and it was like, yeah, there's still 100 days, but it's all the way down to 35. It's going to be the draft before you know it.
Yeah, it's going to be here quick, and I like how we both knew right away we were going with Dan Kreider.
And now it's going to be a challenge every day. I have to come up with a guy that I don't think that you'll say.
I think I got tomorrow. I got one for tomorrow. Tomorrow.
I'm not fumbling tomorrow, if you know what I'm saying.
Ooh, a little off the board. I was going to go somewhere else, but I like it.
Howdy, Tortilla Jackson, all the way from Sacramento, California. Great to see you, Tortilla, my man. Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Two Dum Yinzers. I do want to say what's
how
up
long
too.
were you going to take that out?
RB says, I've been watching more film. I've changed my mind. I'm not hoping to take Fanu round one, move Fatanu back to left tackle, and then get Dunker in round two, then Hurst or Lance in round three. You know what I love about RB? That mind is always going. It's always moving. I love it. I listen. I love it. I'm just going to leave it right there. You do what you want with that. Good day, everybody. Good day. This is Thursday. Working toward the weekend, guys. We're getting there. It's eventually going to be here. I promise you. I swear. I swear. If it doesn't come, then you can hold me responsible. How's that?
Fair
Good day,
enough.
everybody. Let's get into some stuff. Of course, the big March Madness starts today. A couple of the play-in games throughout early in the week, but nobody pays attention to those games as the March Madness kicks off just as about 14 minutes ago between TCU and Ohio State. I know that Derpy's probably glued. As a matter of fact, I think Derpy's doing a reaction video for this, which, again, I don't care because, again, that's his team, and I'm happy for him, but maybe after our show, swing over, check out, see what Derpy's got going on. Also, I do know that Ty loves Ohio State as well. So if we see him pop in today, I'm sure he'll have something to say regarding that. But Mike, you have 16 different games today being played in the NCAA to see who moves on to the next round. And as I said, by the time we come back to the show next week on Monday, you're already going to have 2 rounds knocked out, Mike. You're going to be down to the Sweet 16 at the end of the weekend. So again, if you blink, it will pass you by really fast, the March Madness tournament.
Oh yeah, it'll be. It comes and goes, man. I kind of can't wait till it gets here. Once it starts to get to this time of the year because it's something to watch. But once it's here, like by the time I'm ready to sit down and watch games, like half the tournament's over.
Yeah,
I always have something going on, and it's gone, man. I love the build up to it, but then it's gone. Like it I don't know, man. I don't know how to describe it. It makes me feel empty once it's gone.
well,
It's like they won't say like you eat Chinese food, you're full, and then like an hour later you're hungry again. That's how I am with March Madness. It's like I feel full once it like gets here, but by the time it's gone, I want more of it.
I'm
I
gonna be honest.
I didn't feel like I got to enjoy it.
It's hard to listen unless you're really into basketball. And again, I know a lot of people are like really jumping at this time of year. But to be honest, these first couple rounds, it's a bunch of BS, a bunch of teams that are going to be done by the end of the day. So for me, it's funner to get in near the end of this weekend. You're already seeing who's winning, who's off the starts. I don't do tournament brackets, so I'm not the kind of wants to get in early and get it done. I like watching when the really good basketball starts happening, and at the end of the day, that's usually when I really start zoning in, Mike. And then when it's halfway over, then I start picking my teams. I'm like, oh yeah, this team's gonna win. This team is who I want to play them. So the tournament's pretty much all the way done by time I get my team picked. But you know what? That's just the way that it is. It's not my Steelers. I don't focus on it like that. But at the end of the day, I always do manage keeping up with it when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I have a couple brackets out, but that's about it.
I just sent you something over. Keep that handy, Mike. We're going to use that real shortly. You'll see why when you open it. Let me grab a couple messages while you do that. I'm going to start right here with my man, Cody. Cody Silva, what is up, sir? Cody's says draft Carson Beck so we can roast his ass all season. You know what? That would certainly make the show interesting for the next 4 years. I could be honest with you there. As a matter of fact, something that I'm working on. I just sent over the mic in regards to Carson Beck. We'll get to that in just a moment. And also, guys, I'm bringing back a fan favorite bit that we did a long time, not too long ago, maybe beginning of last year. This time last year, perhaps. Again, this is something that a lot of people got into. We're going to do this a little bit later, and I'm going to answer a lot of questions that you might have about our friend Mike. So a lot to go on today, guys. You don't want to miss. Do stick around. It's time to get into it. Let's go. The Pittsburgh Pirates, Mike, they with only 5 games left in the spring training, they did beat the Tigers 3-1 yesterday to improve to 17-9. Again, just 5 games. The Pirates will be back at it today against the Orioles at 6:05.
So 5.
The Pittsburgh Penguins, Mike, they lose, but they gain a point. They lose to the Carolina Hurricanes in overtime, 6-5. Their record moves to 34-18-16. Crosby returns was the big story while scoring 2 points, 1 goal, 1 assist on 4 shots in his return. Though they couldn't overcome Carolina, they did still manage to get a point from the game. They'll be back at it on Saturday at 1 o'clock while they are hosting the Winnipeg Jets.
And yeah, we got the point out of it. But Crosby looked really good. It looked like he didn't miss a beat.
I
And
tell you what,
he was flying out there last night.
they ought to really hold back Malkin and Crosby in the playoffs and then just let them go, like how they came out in their first games back from their
Right.
missed time, because they at their age, Mike, they still look like two of the best hockey players in the league, and
It's insane. Like
they could be scary.
I thought Malcolm was going to have a drop off because he had a couple years there where like he was banged up and this wasn't himself. And then Crosby's just been Mr. Consistent in his entire career. But man, this late career resurgence of Malkin has just been a thing of beauty to where you almost have to sign him. You almost have to give him one more year.
And
the way he's playing,
Mike, between a Malkin and a TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Look at the energy that Malkin was playing with the other day at his age, still going out there scoring 2 goals in the first period off his return from his missed game. So again, I think that's the big difference. Like, they are such a huge part. They're the nucleus of that team, where I don't know if TJ Watt's quite the nucleus. He's a big piece. He gets paid a lot of money. He does what he does. But at the end of the day, guys like Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin, without those guys, the team is going to struggle a lot. Where again, at the end of the day, and people will say, you know what, the Steelers' record is better with TJ in the lineup. But at the end of the day, again, does he touch the ball every single play? Does he affect every play? Not really, a fraction of half of the time.
Yeah.
So again, that's a lot of money going out there. One other thing, Mike, before we do get into it, next Friday, if you're ready to watch some American football, it's not the NFL, albeit, but the UFL does kick off next Friday, guys, between the Birmingham Stallions and the new Louisville Kings in the UFL. Mike, that's an 8:00 start next Friday night, and then there's going to also be two games on Saturday and 1 game on Sunday. That's next weekend. American football back on your TV sets, guys, as the UFL kicks off next weekend.
I actually can't wait. I do kind of enjoy watching that, man. It's it's not the greatest football in the world, but they've gotten better and better every year.
And again, it's American football. Even if it's on my TV in the background, that gives me my fix. And it's fresh football too. I mean, you can put on the NFL Network now and watch old games and different things like this.
Yeah.
It's fresh football. I just like having it on my TV. And again, who knows? You might see somebody that may be in the NFL one day. One other thing, Mike, just swinging back to the Pittsburgh Pirate news, they did announce a new menu, more food coming at PNC Park this year. Mike, I'm just going to name these items off, and then we're going to move forward. The menu offer several new items, including chipped ham fries, cold pierogi salad. I don't think that this menu sounds fantastic at all, but just hear me out. Cold pierogi salad. How do you pronounce these? Empanadas?
Oh, empanadas.
Empanadas. They're going to have empanadas, and then also smoked turkey leg with mac and cheese. And then also Nutella bagnets, BEIGNETS.
Okay, you got me at the empanadas and the Nutella baguettes.
So that's the new foods. Every year they do seem to add something new, and every year the food gets a little bit more bizarre.
Yes.
But
baseball is the only sport where they have this bizarre food orders. You don't see this at basketball games. You don't see this at hockey games. You don't see it at football games. Only at baseball games.
They got to do something to keep.
They got to do something to keep you. Yeah, like you said, you got to keep your attention somehow.
That, Mike. And with that being said, let's get into it. Let me get on the board. I don't want to miss anybody walking through the door
today.
Everybody looking good. Everybody's looking good. Like it's pitcher day, Mike. Look, they're walking in. Everybody's sharp.
Everyone but Tortilla.
Everybody except Tortilla, of course. Let's go right here to Aaron Jade, my man. He always gives us the fix at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
He really does. Aaron, always great to see you with the Here We Go Steelers and the Rockets. Love the message. You know what? He's getting an early game ball. Here you go, Aaron. That's for you, brother. Let's go to RB, where he says this: Troy is a total technician and just plays more like a left tackle. Fanu is an absolute road grader at right tackle. I think the gap between tier 1 tackle to tier 2 is a massive drop off, where guard isn't that much of one.
Like, that's why I love Fatanu. He can play both tackle positions easily. You don't have to worry about him losing any type of mechanics the way you do with someone like Brojo.
And does that make things more simple again, Mike? Because if you do move him to left tackle, replacing the right tackle is considerably easier to replace than the left tackle. So, I mean, is this something that's in the cards for the Steelers? I mean, RB is making a lot of sense, but is it realistically in the cards?
I think it can be. I think it will be. And I think it should be. You have someone who is that gifted that can play either position. And if you could get a right tackle in this draft in round one, like Fano is projected to be, why not do it? And then now you have your right tackle position solved. You have your left tackle position solved. Really, then all you're looking for is that guard position. And then there's someone like Dunker that should be there sitting in round two, maybe round three. I don't think he's going to fall that far, but you can get another guard to battle with Spencer Anderson in that spot right there.
I want to give a big thank you out to our good friend RB, of course, the newest addition on the show. And I do want to say also, get well to Chop, Mike. He wrote us.
I saw some of those messages. Poor guy.
And just through the messages alone, I felt like it was contagious, and I was starting to feel sick to the stomach.
Yeah.
So good luck to RB, good luck to Chop. Hopefully he gets it, starts feeling better. Go both of the guys back, but again, big shout out to RB.
Real quick, not to jump on the parade here, but would Yinzer fans freak if we go tackle guard 1-2 in the draft this year?
Probably, but you know what? At the end of the day, I think people are going to be thankful, because that's going to be the reason our quarterback isn't being forced to throw the fastest in the league. And at the end of the day,
there's plenty of receivers for rounds 3 and 4. Might as well get your own line set.
And if you do that, Mike, you not only conclude what you started with this offensive line project. I mean, you might want to. You're still going to work on depth and obviously another defensive line piece. But what they started with Broderick, they can maybe conclude the offensive line work in the first 2 rounds. And when you're getting the first 2 rounds, again, I look with Zach Frazier. He was early, and again,
Fatanu.
No, McCollum. Which one's the
McCormick or fourth?
McCormick. Yeah. He's even later, Mike. So you get 2 guys at the top of the charts, 1 and 2. And then you still got 2 picks in the 3rd round as well. So
3 picks in the 3rd round, man.
How many picks do you think that the Steelers end up using this year as picks, Mike? It seems very unlikely that the Steelers are going to use 12 picks for draft picks, especially when you get in later rounds. I mean, at this point, you're getting people that's probably not even going to make it to the airport. That's how short the trip is going to be for them. How many picks realistically do you see the Steelers using as on draft day for picks themselves?
I think at most maybe 8.
Interesting.
And that could be, including trades up and trading some picks to next year's draft, just to have some extra capital.
So that's a good question, because again, Mike, it seems like that's a lot of picks. And again, if you're using all those picks at the end, you're getting a bunch of guys that, so just going to be interesting. I was wondering what you thought on that. I say about 8 picks you believe that they will be using. Let's get back on the board. I do want to say what's up to everybody. I don't want to miss out on anybody today. Let's go right here to Yinzer Joe, where he says, hello, Yinzers. Hope you guys are doing well. We are, sir. And we'd like to wish the same back to you. And it's going to be, Mike, 60-something tomorrow. It's going to be 76 on Saturday. And then 60-something, 68 or something like this on Sunday. So after today, because it's still cold, it's going to start getting considerably warmer, and then it goes down again next week. So it's going to be nice through the weekend. Hope you're doing well as well, Joe. Tortilla says this. He says, I'm too scared to move Troy. I think he'd probably be fine, but that could risk screwing up the left and right tackles. At least now one of them isn't a problem. RB says this. Just being honest, TJ Watt is a guy who shows up and puts up personal stats. TJ hasn't been willing to sacrifice stats for wins in the last 3 years. And at the end of the day, I mean, he's getting paid to get his, but and should we blame him? I mean, if he's getting his, is that just saying maybe everybody else, should be a little bit more upset with everybody else that they're not getting their jobs done? And at the end of the day, do you really think that he's earning that quarterback 1 money with them? 7 sacks last year, Mike, and 17 plus a playoff game. So again, all depends on what you think. Let's do scoot up here to RB, where he follows up by saying he's ignored delay routes to the flat or handoffs just to rush the quarterback. And we've seen that. And we've seen running backs run right by him because he's standing there staring at a quarterback. Let me finish the comment and you can. Let's see. Finished just to watch the quarter. There it is, with zero awareness of what's going on, just trying to keep up with Garrett. TJ has one-sided pissing contest with Myles Garrett. Good one.
Yeah, and we can see that, like, when he's locked in and engaged, he's blowing plays up in the backfield. He's keying in on the running back and making the correct read. When he's dropping into coverage, he's doing the right things. But a lot of the times anymore, he's just looping around trying to get to the quarterback no matter what. And it becomes frustrating because you can see when he's focused and doing all the things he's supposed to do, he's still a very high and effective edge player in the NFL. Just go back to 2 years ago against Atlanta. It looked like a couple of times Bijan Robinson was going to break long runs out of the backfield, and he swooped right in and read the play correctly and went after the running back. But then you have plays that year in this past season where he's just running right by the running back. They're handing the ball off to him. He's trying to kill the quarterback. It's like, what the hell are you doing, dude? Like, if you sit down and focus, you can still be a game wrecker. Not like you used to be, but you still wreck the game in other ways by using your football knowledge.
Absolutely. Just trying to send something over here real quick.
Yeah, it's just he's just a very frustrating player because you saw, like, once he won Defensive Player of the Year, I think Garrett won it the year after it. That's when he just started stat chasing. Because leading up to it, he was a complete player on defense. But then once Miles got that award and people started talking about him better than you, who gives a fuck, dude? Your team's better. You're finishing higher in the standings. You both have Defensive Player of the Year awards. Who gives a fuck, dude? You're on course for a Hall of Fame career. Just keep playing the way you were, and those stats would come to you. You don't have to go stat chasing. You see this in sports where guys are trying to hit home runs all the time or trying to hit threes all the time. You just become a liability at that point.
Let me jump back on the board right here, and I think that RB does touch us a little bit. He says, and Miles doesn't seem to care about it. He lives rent-free in TJ's head. Confirming the point you just made, let me scoot up here to Yinzer Joe, where he says, should have traded TJ a long time ago. He's just a stat guy, and he only comes at you from one position. There's no surprise to the offense playing against him. That's easy to plan against. And I'm hoping that's something that changes, Joe. And I mean, that's something we've been saying here for years. I know that you've been with us for quite some time, and that's always been a complaint. You take away half of the game by always running him from the same exact spot. I mean, okay, now you're admitting, okay, it's going to be tit for tat, wit for wit, muscle for muscle. Let's see if TJ can get around you. Well, why not throw in the surprise element, move him around, and have that be part of it as well? Now, not only do I have to figure out his talent and ways to stop him and beat him, I have to figure out where he's at first. I have to figure out where he's coming from. I have to change my blocking around. I got to do different things. And again, hopefully that's something that changes with this new coaching staff coming in. I'm hearing Coach Graham is a bit of a genius, Mike, on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm very, not just super curious to see what Coach M and the offensive coordinator could do with the offense, Mike, but very curious to see what Coach Graham could do with that defense and just some differences of things we might have been complaining about over the years, stopping the pass over the middle.
The first time in 40 years of watching Steeler football.
Move TJ Watt around, fixing this run defense. So, again, those things are going to be very interesting to watch. Were they coaching problems or are these team problems, these things that we have to dig deep down inside and figure out what we got to do to change them? Because a lot of times people, just said, well, it's the bad coach. It's the defensive coordinator. And you know what? It might have been, and we will see. So, again, a lot to learn about our Steelers this year. Let's move on the board. Welcome, everybody. Glad to see everybody today. It's Thursday. It's the Thursday installment of the show. Again, episode 930, if you believe that, Mike. Just 70 short shows away. Let me go right here to RB, where he says this. They would, but most Yinzers, though, aren't. I'm sorry, let me start over. They would, but most Yinzers, though loyal, aren't really entrenched in team building and the actual X's and O's of football. It's hard to deal with sometimes. You're right. You're right. Let's go to Tater. I do want to say welcome, Tater. I hope you had a nice St. Patrick's Day. Tater,
he's alive.
He's alive. We thought something happened to you, but there he is, everybody. Tater Tard back on the board. Hope things are going well for you. Let's say, let's go to Yinzer Joe. Yinzer Joe says this: what is the best available? What if the best available is better than any tackle or guard available in the draft?
Take that player then. I'm happy going either way. That doesn't sound right. I know you guys are misconstrue that, you sick fucks. But yeah, whatever, best player available or best guard or tackle that's there. Whichever one is your higher rated player, grab that one.
I see, Mike, and right here, I mean, we'll get back to that in a second. I do have a couple notes regarding this.
Yeah.
Let's do move forward. RB says, I mean, you guys are around my age. Remember the constant call to the Stan Savran show about play Pete Gonzalez? Of course. Pittsburgh Pete, right out of Pitt.
Yep.
Why not Pete? Even recently, I remember the absolute unrealistic takes on Derek Moy being the next Randy Moss. Of course, Derek Moy has been on the show with us.
Yes, he was.
Before. From very, very close by. Originally,
Penn State demon. He was a demon at Penn State.
And I think he lives near Buffalo now, but pretty close.
He went from Rochester, PA to Rochester, New York.
Mark Malone. It's always great seeing Mark Malone on the terrible board. He says a lot of Lunger Watt's lack of production was due to Lunger Watts due to Tomlin's D. Tortilla says he hasn't been the same since that foot injury, and we lost 5 straight. He was leading in votes for Defensive Player of the Year that year. Until then, I haven't seen him turn the edge the same. That's how he got it. You know what? He doesn't turn that edge. I just thought it was because he's getting older. But that foot injury could certainly be playing that reason. Tortilla says he's played safe ever since. He played safe ever since. Let's go to RB. He says, I don't think it can change. TJ is soft. TJ can't deal with the G's. They will chew him up. Let's be honest. TJ had 90% of his success against right tackles when right tackles were just run blockers.
That's really when his play took off, is when they decided to flip-flop him and Bud Dupree.
Yes.
When they became the Batman and Robin tandem, is when they flipped sides. That's when Watt took off big time. It's smart move, but realize he struggles against some of the big beefy left tackles, let him go up against the right tackle guys. But yeah, even now he's starting to struggle against some of the pure run blocking right tackles.
Let's go to Mark Malone, where he says Graham will have this thing humming from game one. I hope you're right. Listen, this is, guys, this was ESPN. If I can find it, I can throw it out there real quick for you. I think ESPN, Mike, they said that the Steelers, here it is. ESPN, the header was don't overlook. Sports Illustrated ranking the Steelers the 4th most improved team this offseason, only behind the Raiders, 49ers, and Tennessee Titans. Again, as this team only improved in the offseason, and again, pretty drastically at a couple positions, in my opinion. New coaching staff, everything of that nature, Mike. I don't see the big dip that everyone was expecting at first. And again, beating Baltimore 10 of the last 12 times we played them. Yeah. I'm feeling really good in the division. I really am.
I am as well. Like we've been saying, I don't see a huge improvement out of Baltimore. I think they still have major holes on that defense. I think they're missing some weapons in the passing game on that offense. So they don't scare me. Buffalo, the Bengals, they really don't scare me because I don't know if Joe Burrow is going to be healthy. And that defense is still a liability. And the Browns are the Browns.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. And again, we get
until they prove us otherwise. The Browns are the Browns.
Mike, and we get the South divisions in both conference too, which are considerably the easiest divisions in both leagues, the NFC and the AFC. The Titans, the Colts, the Texans, and the Jaguars out of the AFC, and then Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Atlanta, and Carolina over in the NFC. So, I mean, all things considered, that's probably if you're going to pick a schedule, you're going to pick both South conferences, and then again our division, which is 6 games. Then I forget what's the oddball team in the NFC. Who's going to be the team in the NFC North that we face? I don't remember.
I can't remember. Green Bay maybe.
And then there's also going to be the first place games in the AFC, which is going to be the first place game against the New England. New England won the AFC East, correct?
Yeah.
Buffalo didn't win. So we get New England and then also Denver this year. Not that difficult of a schedule, Mike. Again, I don't know if Denver and New England are quite ready yet, as we've seen last year in the playoffs. I wasn't thrilled with New England or even Denver for that matter. Both are better and improved, and we're the better teams. But moving forward, I don't know if it's going to stay consistent. We will see.
Yeah.
Let's get back on the board right here to where No one wants to discuss teams seeing him and Crosby eating right tackle. Started to get more pass blocking, compliment right tackles. He's been dropping off. Let's go right here. I'm going to scoot there. Tortilla, he says, use TJ to, as a chip magnet and send Herbig on behind them. I tell you what, you're gonna have to figure something out with Herbig too, Mike, because this kid wants money. This kid wants to play.
Oh yeah.
He's owed money. I mean, he deserves money. So if you, and again, hopefully Coach Graham could put something together for these three edge rushers, Mike, because at the end of the day, if you don't get something figured out, you're gonna have to deal with free agency next year. With Herbig, we're gonna have to talk extension, free agency. He needs more snaps. I mean, he wants to play. He wants to start. We have a TJ Watt. We have an Alex Highsmith. So again, this could be a somewhat of a complicated situation, Mike. And I'm just curious to see how Coach Graham and Coach McCarthy proceed with using him, because at the end of the day, a decision is going to be needing to be made about Herbig sooner or shortly later, not too long down the road, Mike.
Yeah, if excuse me, because he's been the most productive of the three. Definitely more productive than TJ Watt. It feels like, but like we've been saying all along too, like you kind of need all three of them this year, just because it feels like someone's going to get banged up and lose some time. That's what happens with those guys. But yeah, going forward, they got to figure out what they want to do with Herbig. Do they want to keep him? Do they want to franchise tag him? They're going to let him walk, because he's the best of the three right now.
And he's the best of the three and the cheapest of the three. And the fact that he is even being named as a moving piece is the most ridiculous part of the whole situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope they don't move him. Like ideally you would get rid of TJ Watt, but I don't know if anyone's going to take that contract on. And, Rooney wants him here to be a one helmet guy. So you're stuck with him. You should have let him walk after last year, let his contract expire. Then you would have Herbig and Highsmith, and Jack Sawyer backing them up. I think that's a pretty good threesome right there, especially going forward. I like Alex Highsmith's game a whole hell of a lot better than I like TJ Watt's game right now. I think Highsmith's the more complete, 3-4 style outside linebacker that this defense needs. He can play the run, he can play the pass, he can rush the quarterback. I like him a whole hell of a lot better than Watt. And then if you would pair Herbig on the other side with him, look the fuck out, man.
I hate that term, one helmet guy. It pisses me off.
Franco Harris retired to Seattle Seahawk.
You say that all the time. Let me prove my point. My point is this: you're compromised because you're not willing to get better. If that be the case, by saying that he's a one helmet guy, we're going to keep this guy till the day he retires. You're not putting every possibility into consideration. You're not saying one day if something happens and he loses his game, he loses his ability to do what he's done when he was one of the better players on defense in the league. The fact if he's not and you're still saying he's going to be on this team till the day he's done, that I have a problem with. That is terrible management, Mike, one way or another, whether you're talking football, whether you're talking about job, life. Again, it's a nice thought to know. But again, what happens if he doesn't hold his end of the deal up? It sounds nice. It sounds fine. It sounds dandy. And again, if it works out, it's perfect because, again, he gets his, we get ours. He is productive. We get to have that to our advantage. He gets to stay one team. We get to have him for one team. But at the end of the day, Mike, the fact that you are pretty much setting yourself up for failure in a sense because you're saying we're keeping this guy no matter what. And that should be unnerving to some people because at the end of the day, that might you can't tell the future. And maybe he listen. I know that he's not into this stuff, but maybe he takes a bad trip of acid this weekend or something with his buddies that got together from college, and he ends up losing his mind. And he's just a totally different person. And again, it's very unlikely. But if something would happen, you're then still saying, I have commitment to this guy. Mike, I don't like it. I don't like the one helmet team term. I think that it's not only cheesy, but on another level, I don't think it's good management because, again, at the end of the day, you don't know 5 years from now what this player is going to be like. So, again, I just think that's kind of irresponsible management.
So do I, too. For me, stuff like that should happen organically.
I agree.
Like, hey, they're playing well. We're going to extend their contract. Oh, they're still playing well. Let's, give them a year. Give them a year. Kind of like they're doing with Cam Hayward. Like, hey, he's still producing. Okay, we'll fudge around the number so it helps you and it helps us at the same time. And you're still producing. Okay, that's kind of more organic than, oh, we got to sign him to this big contract because we want him to stay here. Like, no. Like I always say, Franco Harris retired to Seattle Seahawks, and he was way more important to this organization on the field and historically than TJ Watt has ever been. Okay, so no, if he can go elsewhere, Watt can go elsewhere. Rod Woodson retired elsewhere. We forced Troy Polamalu to retire,
Yes, we
and
did.
he was more important to the Steelers on the field and historically than TJ Watt has been.
And you remember, Mike, when
And I like TJ Watt.
When Troy Polamalu was torpedoing across the field and starting missing a lot of those torpedo tackles, and we started getting on him, bro. Your tackling is not the same.
Exactly. You're getting out of position. You're not
And
the guy you were.
what happened? He worked his way out again. We forced him out. I guess you could say. And
Yeah.
why wouldn't that be the same case with TJ if he's sucking up all this money
Yep.
and we're not getting the results from him? Why couldn't it be the same situation again? I don't have anything against TJ.
No.
Just be worth or somewhat relatively close to what you're getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
That's
all I'm asking.
We're not being unfair. The Yinzers are not being unfair. Steeler Nation is not being unfair. It's just a very common sense idea.
Yeah.
Perform somewhat in the same ballpark as what you're getting paid.
Yeah.
And people will leave you alone. I promise. I promise. Again, it seems like a common sense idea to me, but let's move on the board. And another thing, Mike, coming out of the owner's mouth. You just shut up. You don't need to be sitting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now it holds water, and you're gonna have to stick by that. And again, you don't know what a guy's gonna be 3, 4, 5 years down the road.
Because if their production starts to slip and you got to cut them, you're gonna have egg on your face. You're gonna be eating crow. Or do you want to do that? No.
Exactly. And when they do, it just makes the organization look shittier.
Yeah.
Jeremy, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Jeremy Olsen on the board. So Rogers has retired. Not that I heard of. As far as I know, he's still thinking it over. Some people speculate that he's going to give us an answer real soon. Others speculate it'll be before the draft. Early news was that it wasn't going to take all the way to mid-year like it did last year. So day to day, we're certainly keeping our eye on things. Unless there's something that you see that we don't know, we are still waiting. And again, my ultimate prediction, Mike, I think that he's going to be back. I think he'll be the quarterback of this team this year. And I don't love the idea, but at the end of the day, he's probably the best if you're looking for trying to win football games. Will Howard, I think, is the best to move the team forward to get a look at the guy that never got any snaps, the guy that didn't get any snaps in his rookie year. To me, that's important, and I think the team starts learning how to win. But if you want to win games this year, I think you're going to get your wins if Aaron does return in the same style that you did last year, simply because you added a few more weapons, simply because you're hopefully strengthening your line a little bit. And those two things will allow Aaron to do what he did last year, even at the age of 43. So, again, whatever way that plays out, I don't know. And we're keeping a very close eye on all of it. I do want to say what's up to John, the big John stud, middle name Mud, all the way out from Las Vegas. He says this: until they get their quarterback, we were talking about degrees of average. Somber, my man, what's up, brother? Always great seeing Somber on a terrible board. He says Thompson is a transfer from Wisconsin and a former teammate of Keanu Benton and Nick Herbig. Lewis won't count against the team's 30 maximum visitors as a local college player. Did I miss something? I did. I thought I did. I seen the comment, and then I thought I feel like I'm reading the second part of it. So let me jump back just a hair. Let me go right here to where Just Learning. What's up, dude? Always great seeing Just Learning. Just Learning says this: I'm going to Best Babe available at work. Yes. Yeah. Corey, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Corey at Don't Drink That. He says this: good afternoon, fellas. I'm seeing a lot of TJ talk. He's on the trade block. You know what, guys?
I don't think so.
You know what? I don't either, but man, that just for a split second, did you just get really excited?
Right.
It made my when you get excited, like your stomach drops. I had that feeling for a split second when I seen that. What's up, Ty? What's up, brother? Always great seeing Ty. JPJ is the GOAT, no doubt. Another person that we have to get figuring out what's up with his contract. JPJ, Darnell Washington, Nick Herbig. So we still have time. Not a lot of don't seem like there's panic going on. So Somber says we did get this one. Okay. Kyle Lewis, of course, from Pitt. Absolutely. He's going to make somebody happy. He's going to make a team happy in the NFL one day. The linebacker from Pitt, amazing season. Not just really good, it was an amazing season. Numbers tops in the country. Yinzer Joe says, even for the as mediocre as the Steelers are, they win the division. I can see us getting better, and that's all you can hope for is just progress every year, move in the right direction. Make it seem like you're moving in the right direction. I think any improvement's going to just wow the shit out of Steeler Nation because we've just been so stale, kind of in a standstill. So again, I think that could be very exciting if we even just play a little bit better. But again, I think you have to progress every year and move a little closer to the goal. At least that's the best case scenario, I would think. Let's do scoot up here to. We did get this. We did get somber on that. Corey says this Cleveland is the only NFL team that could come in fourth in a 3-team division. They will forever suck asshole through a dirty straw. I couldn't agree with you more. It's unbelievable what goes on over there. W threesome, somber. You watching? Not yet. Mark Malone. It's going to be hilarious watching people change their tune. Oh, he follows it up by saying, Mike, I can tell the future with a little help from the Krylon cans.
You better be huffing them. I'm huffing them deep.
Ty says this. I just hope Patrick Graham gets this defense all together. Me too. Could you imagine if this defense just comes out and looks sharp? And the thing is, a lot of people said, you know what, last year we had a good D. We had a bunch of good players. Yes, albeit they're getting a little older. However, with the right scheme and having your guys positioned in the right place, Mike, play by play throughout the course of a game could make a big difference. So hopefully I'm blindly, I have a lot of faith in Coach Patrick Graham. Mike, I'm not familiar with his work. And the only thing I'm familiar with is the fact that he coached the defense of the Raiders last year. They did, in fact, finish 32nd out of 32 teams in the league overall. So I'm kind of blindly jumping on that train, like that Patrick Graham train, because I just want it to be better. I just want it to be fixed. That's why. I don't know.
It better get better.
I mean, people are telling me it's going to be better.
Yeah. He's had like shitty talent, but we'll see. We'll see.
Let's see right here. Mark Malone says they'll get it together. You can't have all 11 guys do the same thing all the time. RB says the one thing that gets me, after 7 sacks last year, did TJ go to Omar and say, hey, I underperformed my deal. I want to be a one helmet guy. Take like 8 to 10 million. And, in a perfect world, that would make sense. Because when you outperform, you get paid accordingly. Why doesn't that work when you underperform? That would seem like it would be logical. But again, this world, you never know. Mark Malone, I don't think they announce anything until after the draft. They want other teams thinking they can take a quarterback at XYZ spot. Let's go check out Ty. Ty says probably not. RB, probably see how he does this year since the cap hits this year. Tater Tart is over there mumbling something. He says, what's he say here? Weak division, best chance in years. You know what's funny? Somebody from a Browns fan.
Wasn't last year supposed to be the weak division? Everyone was hurt.
Do you not remember that, Tater Tot? Last year was the weak year. The Steelers were going to finish in fourth. You remember how that played out? The same that it plays out every single year. Enjoy the basement. The division is never weak for the Browns, if you think about it, Mike, considering they come in last place every single year. What's that say about them?
Yeah, it's always a tough division for the Browns.
Unfortunately, Tater wasn't here for my explanation the other day of what I feel the Browns are in the division. I explained that in its entirety, and they fall at that very bottom. They are the little sister of the group, like they always been, at least for the last 40 years. Ty says, yeah, and the Bengals, you and the Bengals are the weak ones. RB Mike says this, my favorite Browns moment was watching that closeted MAGA nerd douchebag Drew Carey pump up Cleveland on the return and watching him fall into sadness. I couldn't remember.
That was the best.
That is one of my favorite moments as well, RB. That they got beat 41-0. Richard Huntley ran all over the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. Cleveland rocks. Drew Carey was up there singing. They had every single a parasite Cleveland famous person ever known to man. And when like you know what, I don't remember who was there, Mike, but it'd be like the equivalent of like Logan Paul being there now. It was like just the famous people from Cleveland that only people from Cleveland could appreciate. And Drew Carey was out there singing and dancing, and Cleveland rocks. Mike, 41-0. Richard Huntley again just tearing up the Browns. To RB, I couldn't agree with you more, brother. That was one of my favorite Cleveland Brown moments. And the other one was this, when they were so mad at the team and they all started ripping the seats out of the stadium and throwing them on the field. You remember when they started ripping out the stadium seating, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
And they were chucking it out on the field, and the bottles, and they had to change bottles to plastic instead of glass because Browns fans are fucking retarded.
I remember that, both of those moments, and they are great. And that encapsulates the Cleveland Brown fan experience.
Yeah,
we're so pissed off when we're leaving. We're gonna rip out our own stadium. Fuck yeah, we're coming back, and they're crying at halftime. I love it.
What a storied franchise. RB says this. He says they kept showing him on the sideline, and he sent from smug arrogant asshole at kickoff to about to cry at game time. Yes, it was classic. It was classic. Yinzer Joseph's talking about the Browns. You guys are making me queasy about the upchuck corn. Aaron Rodgers should have retired 10 years ago. Probably should have. Mike, let's get into some of these different topics today. We got a few things we're going to talk about. I do have maybe something that I need your opinion on, because I didn't read the article. I just heard about this. However, it is something that went down over the past 24 hours. But first, before we do that, I do want to say these few things, Mike. Jamal Dean, of course, our new cornerback. A lot of hype about him lately, Mike. His style. He's physical. He's relentless. He can cover. He can hit. Mike, they expect him to fit in perfectly with the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive culture. And I got to be honest with you, if he brings all that, and listen, I don't expect these two cornerbacks to not give up a single touchdown all year.
Yeah.
They're probably going to give up touchdowns.
It's going to happen.
These guys are pros. It's very lucky that they even made it this far with the stats that they have. I mean, in all honesty, it doesn't matter who you are. Those are video game stats at the end of the day. So very excited, Mike. Again, this Jamal Dean is such a huge pickup. And then all the other workings going on as well. And you're bringing in the safeties and the Briskers and the I'm very, very, very excited about the secondary. Now, my question is, Mike, we were excited about the secondary last year, rightfully so. But we were in the Cincinnati the first time, and we ended up chasing Jamar Chase around that field, and and the other guy for 4 quarters, giving up, I think, 200 yards or something. Is these fixes going to stop that? Because at the end of the day, Mike, we win that game. Things are a little bit different. You win a couple other games. Obviously, you have to stop the run a lot better. But what we did with the secondary at this point, is that going to give us a little shrink the margin a little bit when we're facing elite receivers such as Jamar Chase?
I think so. I think we'll be better. And it's funny, the past 2 years, that it seems like both first games against the Bengals, they were able to throw the ball up and down the field against us. Then that second game, the rematch, we were able to match up so much better. I'm hoping that the new coaching staff will see what we did game plan wise, schematic wise, players deployment wise against them in that second game, and apply that to both meetings. Use it as a template, because it feels like that second game, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins didn't do a whole lot against us. That first game, they tore us up. Now, I think Jamal Dean is a much better corner now than Jalen Ramsey is a corner now. So I think that's going to help big time, to where now we can keep both corners at whatever side of the field they're comfortable on. And if they're lining up against T. Higgins, if they're lining up against Jamar Chase, I think we're set either way right there. I think Ramsey was a liability against the high-end receivers now, and now we don't have to worry about that, because we didn't have to worry about that in the second matchup. So I think, at least on paper, we're looking like we're going to match up a whole hell of a lot better this year than last year. And with these new coaching schemes coming in, hopefully that will help as well.
I couldn't agree more. I hope you're right. And again, that was obviously one of the issues that we needed. And as you said, you come back the second time around, and it was very different. And a lot of times that's what happens in the division when two teams know each other very well. The score didn't indicate, it was something like 33-31 in that first loss. But again, at the end of the day, what they were able to do to us on offense, it certainly was the table was leaning one way, but when you know somebody like you do in a division, you can make those adjustments and play a better
Yeah.
game against them next time. So again, cut a couple of those games out, Mike. We managed to win 12 games with how things were last year. So some of these improvements, again, you hope will lead to more. Let's grab a few more messages here, Mike. We got a lot to get into today. Tater Tard says this all the way from Ireland. Tater Tard says, like Bob Dylan said, the times are a changing. And this is what gets me about Tater Tard. He likes dumb stuff like Cleveland, like the Browns, but then he knows stuff like Bob Dylan. Like I don't get this guy.
He's an enigma.
He's an enigma, all right. Like I would expect him to listen to stupid music just because he likes the Browns. I would just assume. Let's go to RB. Larry Foote advised Dean to visit Pittsburgh. When he made it clear he was leaving Tampa, Foote told him, you're a Steeler through and through. I cannot wait to see Jamel Dean play. Mark Malone, just subtracting the great secondary master will make a massive, massive difference. And finally, Ty says this: JPJ should be following Chase. They got it. Well, you know what? We're gonna get the chance again because we'll see him this year. And you know what? This time, it's probably gonna be Joe. And Joe, if he's healthy, is always dangerous. Mike and what did I keep forgetting? The gentleman on the other side of the field is T. Higgins. Correct?
T. Higgins. Yep.
So again, we will face them. I don't think they're going to be one of the better teams. I think their defense still leaves a lot to be desired. Certainly giving up their main rusher. Of course, Trey Hendrickson going to Baltimore. So again, not a lot around the division. It shows you that the other teams really improve. So you got to like that. Let's go to Yinzer Joe. He says this: the guys we picked up last year were older and didn't have a lot left in the tank. This year we have younger, proven faster guys. I agree. I agree. Let's go right here, Mike. The Steelers. I want to get into this, but all right. Let me ask you this because I didn't see it, Mike. You was telling me about it, and I need an explanation. I have this written down. Cam Hayward. His quote was, "People didn't understand his role ROLE on the team." Talking about his brother Connor. What don't we understand about Connor? What happened, Mike? What's Cam saying now that's pissing people off?
Oh my God. Well, I'll pull up the article now and pull some quotes out of it because Cam is just an idiot for the most part. Yeah, he doesn't have to walk in his shadow anymore. Doesn't have to walk in his dad's shadows. I don't think
Cam
or
Connor.
No, Connor
doesn't have to walk in their dad's shadow.
And doesn't have to walk in Cam's shadow now. I don't think fans really appreciate what he did. He was a core special teamer. Yes, we knew that. Also made big plays on offense. We recognize those when he made those little scrappy plays and adds a lot of value.
I think that's all. I think that
anyone who would talk about Connor Hayward, that's what we knew that's what he did.
You're right. Nobody's exactly saying anything else other than that.
Yeah.
Nobody's arguing that he's this great wide receiver or he's a great. Those exactly when you ask what Cam Hayward does and what his strengths are. I think that's exactly what.
And he continues for all the people who will not get a chance to keep talking about him or who went out of their way to do some very inappropriate stuff, bringing that shit onto me because I'll handle it and I'll expose you if you want to go down that route.
You know what he's like? You know how every family has that one grandma who just thinks she's a badass?
That's Cam.
He wouldn't mess with me if he said that to me. If I was there, it wouldn't happen if I was there. If it wouldn't be for me. And you're just looking at it like, lady, you're going to get knocked the fuck out. Sit down. There's just always a person who just kind of rubs you like that. And Cam's basically the old lady in this group, Mike.
He is.
What are you going to do? Don't make me get involved. I'm going to get involved. And you don't want me involved. I'll take care of this. Let's move forward a little bit on the board here. But I was just curious because you brought that up to me after the show yesterday. We talked a little bit, and I thought, what's he up to now?
Yeah. RB sent that over in the group chat, and I had a good chuckle reading it last night.
Ty says, facts, Hayward. And again, everything that he says that he did, that's exactly what we know he did. We're not ever saying that he was, and he grew on people. At the beginning, people were excited because Cam's brother was in town. And then a year or two goes by and you see that he's really not that productive. But now you're seeing he gets into the scrappy stuff. He does the little tedious things that some people don't want to do. He does the special teams, did that well. And again, Cam always just got it's always something to say, like that old lady at Christmas time that always has to tell you that everybody's afraid of her and nobody will mess with grandma with her saggy ass arms and everything else, all wrinkly. They don't want to mess with me.
No mess with me.
They know better than to mess with me. Cam needs to shut the fuck up, is what Somber is saying on the board. Also, I wouldn't say what's up to Squeege. Squeege, always great seeing you. I want to make sure I didn't miss Ginger Joe. Did we get this? The guys, we clicked the like, and we did get that. Squeege says this: the best part of all of this is we don't know what to expect. We knew exactly what to expect with Tomlin. I'm excited just to see something different this year. I'm going to be shell shocked. We're the same. You know what? I am too. I'm very excited, but this is very exciting. And again, your opinion, in my opinion, and everybody else's opinion, Squeege, on Coach Tomlin, it doesn't matter. It's time to move forward, and we're going to see something new, and we know this, and that's exciting. And again, I'm excited. I know everyone else is excited because we're hopefully see something different moving forward. And again, if we could just start progressing a little bit in the right direction, a little bit more every year, that's going to make people thrilled. It's going to give you excitement to get down to the stadium and get your towel out and head out and cheer these guys on. So again, I agree. I couldn't agree more. I cannot wait to see what the new coaching staff does. RB says this: they always had Porter on Higgins, even when he didn't have help. They left Trice on Chase. That's right, because Porter only played press man. Again, you can love him, but he is a one trick. Squeege says this: if we're the same, got you on that one. If we're the same, we'd definitely be shell shocked. Let's go right here to Ty. Ty says, laugh my ass off. He can lock up Chase, or he locked up Chase last year. He can guard whoever anytime. You still think he gets extended? It'd be $12 million a year. Sommer said his brother wasn't used correctly until I agree, and that's when people started to like him and appreciate him. And again, it wasn't of any fault of his. But as you're saying, Sommer, they finally used him correctly, and you know what? People are like, all right, I like this. The scrappy Connor. He does the tush push. He's making big plays on special teams. And then you realize that's what you got. So again, Cam's out of his mind. What's the name of his show? Anything But Football or something like this. And that's what it seems like, Mike. It never seems like they're talking about the right things. But you know what? That's Cam. Good on him. Let's move forward to Corey. Corey says this. Ty says facts. Hayward finally had his role. And I couldn't agree with you more, Ty. Corey says this. He's the shorter, less talented Mike Allstott. Meet Stott.
That's a good one. Oh, way less talented.
I like how meat stuff. That's good. Corey Game Ball. Squeege says, yeah, it feels like a lot of players on that roster are being used. It does. Or use, wrong. Put TJ in different spots. Use Connor the way that you used him. Why does every adjustment take so long under the former coaching staff? I always wondered that. I thought, by the time you fix these three problems, season's gonna be halfway over. You should have this fixed by halftime. Squeege does say this as well. I can't wait to get over. I still can't wait. Can't get over the best we got out of Johnny Smith was tight end sweep. Sorry about that. Yeah, me too. He might be one of my biggest disappointments, Mike, in Steeler history, just because there was so much put on him. To be a big part of this Arthur Smith offense. Like, he was the key piece. Like, this is the kind of guy I need to have in my offense. And that was the kind of guy you needed to have in your offense. That's not good.
No, it was not good at all. It was one of the worst additions we had, just because either the way he was deployed and then the effort that he put in out on the field, both were just atrocious.
Let's go to End of Days. End of Days says Rodolph should be traded. Steelers should draft Drew Aller. Tater says totally agree with you. We'll see something different in Schittsburg next season. Let's go to Squeege. Here's $12 million to catch a few screens and run the ball after having 900 plus the previous season. And and at the end of the day, you might say, okay, well, the blocking was different, or the quarterback had to get the ball. At the end of the day, he was an All-Pro. Last year, he was barely a pro, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So the big margin in between is what we're talking about. It's he had a great season, and at the end of the day, you're still the athlete that got the yards. Why? Why do you get tackled behind the line on every bubble pass and everything that just nothing from him? What a disappointment! What a
it was
disappointment!
Terrible. Looked like all of his athletic ability just left his body.
I'd be embarrassed if I was him. I'd call my mom after the game and I'd tell her sorry. I apologize. I apologize. You got to tell your friends that
That's what dapping away tears with $100 bills. I'm sorry, Mama.
Yeah. Let's go to Squeege when he says the offensive game plan looked identical through 4 offensive coordinators. At that point, I was convinced Tallman was the problem. And he follows it up by saying, how does 4 OCs run the same scheme? It's been my argument all along. Let's get into a few more things here, Mike. We were talking about Jerry Dulac saying this, some draft scoop. Jerry Dulac saying Ty Simpson is not a Steeler-style quarterback. He doesn't fit the mold that Pittsburgh is looking for. Mike, is the Ty Simpson talk finally starting to dissipate a little bit? I know for a while it was everybody I talked to. Get Ty Simpson, get him in the first round, get your quarterback, get Ty Simpson. So I took the liberty last weekend to go and watch his highlight film and was not thrilled at all. The things that I picked out from it, Mike, was he had happy feet. I think that we were complaining about Aaron and his happy feet and Kenny rolling constantly too early. The one thing that I noticed about Ty Simpson, Mike, was very, very happy feet. He, again, in an offense of players that are in Alabama are some of the best players in the country. There's no two ways about it. They might not have been your national champion, but every great high school player goes to one of these 3 schools, Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama. So for the fact, Mike, that he's playing inferior schools, didn't look great, had happy feet, kind of undersized in my opinion. I mean, compared to the guys that was around him, I don't know what his size is. And 2, and I tried to figure out what I seen, could that translate to the NFL? I just don't think it looked good. I don't know what the excitement was, Mike. Jerry Dulac again saying Ty Simpson, not a Steelers-style quarterback, doesn't fit the mold. Mike, is that hype finally starting to go away?
I hope so. I really do, because I'm the same boat as you. I just don't see it out of him. I don't get the appeal.
And I went into it with an open mind. I really did. I was like, maybe this could be our quarterback. Let's see what we got. I encourage you, take a look at one of the highlight reels of his. I mean, yes, he's good for college football, but could you imagine what you're seeing in the NFL? I just can't. I'm sorry, Mike. I apologize.
No. You're fine. No, I don't see it either. I don't want anything to do with them. I don't want this team reaching on a quarterback in this draft at all. If you like one of these guys and they're there at the 4th, 5th round, go ahead, pull the trigger. Fine, pull that trigger. If you like them more than Will Howard, pull the trigger. That you're the new regime. Get your guy. But if I'm the owner, I'm telling them you don't draft a quarterback before the 4th round. You use your 1st, your 2nd, and 3/3 to beef up the O-line, D-line, and 2 skill positions, 1 on offense, 1 on defense. Figure it out. And that's the game plan, and go with it. You're not picking a Ty Simpson in the 2nd round. You're not picking a Ty Simpson in the 1st round. No, none of that shit.
You know what's funny about Tater?
Oh, God. There's a lot funny about Tater.
He goes, oh, I so hope you get Ty Simpson. You know what's even funnier than that is the Browns were entertaining the thought of going after Ty Simpson.
In the 1st round.
In the 1st round. Wow. There you go. Also, Mike, talking about that's right. Carson Beck was in town for his formal interview. We talked about him a little bit yesterday. Let's see. Carson Beck had his formal interview with the Steelers. Projected as a likely 4th round pick at this point, Mike. Mike, we did pull up a picture of. See, now I feel bad because we always make fun of Carson Beck in his eyes. Mm-hmm. Now, people say, oh, it's probably genetic. How can you make fun of this guy? So we went and pulled a picture of his dad. We have a picture of Carson Beck's dad. This is true, 100% true. Mike's going to put it up there. I don't see the resemblance. Tell me if you see the resemblance in Carson Beck's dad to Carson Beck?
Should be this one right here. Bam! There's his dad.
There it is, everybody. I don't see it. I don't see it. If you could tell me where you think that the similarities are.
I don't see any.
There's Carson.
There's Carson.
There's Junior. Let's go back to Senior. There's Senior.
I'm not sure. I just not. I'm not picking it out. You know.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
I can't help.
There you go, everybody. So I don't see it, Mike. I don't
see it either. So for a little palate cleanser. No, look at my eyes. Look at my eyes.
You got the lazy eye. I acknowledge that.
Yeah. Look at that.
See, that's
it's like you going from good, better, worse. You know. Yeah.
Look at that. God bless him.
Oh, that's why I have no problems making fun of Carson Beck's eyes.
Let's get back on the board, Mike. Again, I do want to keep up for the most part to at least stay current. We don't keep all those late round players. That's what Corey's saying. Absolutely. That's why I'm telling Mike. I was saying to Mike earlier, are we using all 12? We probably should somehow package those somewhere to make things in the future happen. But Mike was saying roughly about 8. He's thinking we're probably going to use about 8 of those 12.
Yeah, I'm thinking 8 would be ideal. You know, because normally the 7 rounds you usually have 1 pick per round. I think 8 this year would be a nice number because not everyone's gonna make the team.
Let's go to Somber right here. He says, I don't blame Jonu, though. He had Waddle and Tyreek Hill, of course, clearing the field for him. He didn't need to get open. He was open by default. He didn't have that here. Corey says this, how many late round picks do we have? Again, I was thinking yesterday we should package some later round picks to get earlier round picks, like 2 6s for a 4th type move, or 2 6s for a 7th, and a 7 for a 3rd. I'm sorry. And that's probably I think of kind of what Mike said. I think that we will be using, and Omar Khan with his picks, Mike, he's he loves those picks, always doing something, always trying to move things around. So I have no problem thinking that we won't use all of those picks, Mike. Maybe use something to help us out a little bit.
Yeah, I think we will too. I'm hoping we move up in the 2nd round, move up in the 3rd round, man, to make sure we get the guy we want, make sure we get who we want, especially with those first 3 picks. If you can knock them out of the park, go ahead and do it, man. Even if we have 3 3rd round picks right now, even if you have to spend one of them to move up,
absolutely,
go ahead and do it.
35 days.
I'm all about it.
35 days. From right now, it will be the NFL draft. One thing that we do know, Mike, is there's a lot of work going down at the stadium right now. They're outside. Yesterday started taking down the trees around the outside of Acrisure Stadium, trying to get the stumps, everything taken care of, Mike, as we're just 35 days, not work days, not that, Mike, 35 days from right now, Mike. It's weeks. It's 7 weeks. Think about it. Today's Thursday. The draft starts on a Thursday. So it's getting there, Mike. They're down there. They're tearing stuff out. They're getting things ready for the draft. Also, with that being said, I don't know if this is a big story because I haven't seen the news, but Mike, this is interesting to me. And it's only something that can be done now. This could have never happened in the history of ever. Mike, the kids are going to be learning from home Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of the week of the draft, just because there's expecting up to 700,000 people at this point in time. They're just saying, you know what, it's going to be a lot easier. Just let kids stay home, do their work from their iPads, and they're just going to give them Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I dig that. If I was a kid, I would love this. But what's your thoughts on that, Mike? They're shutting down Pittsburgh public schools for that week.
I don't have a problem with that because you're going to have such an influx of traffic in the area. And if these people are going to get here and be out and about through the area, it's causing more traffic delays, more chances of these kids getting hit, more chances of accidents. You turn on the local radio in Pittsburgh, accident here, accident there. I'm all for it. Go ahead and do it. Yeah. And and as a kid, you love that type of shit.
And also, Mike, this is the biggest event in Pittsburgh history by number.
Yeah,
How can you justify making the kids go to school? I mean, this is
yeah,
only a once in a lifetime thing. This is amazing. It's coming. It's amazing. The attention it's going to
yeah,
get. I agree. It's
yeah.
football.
I,
Football is too big in Western PA, Mike, for this to be a
oh,
problem.
exactly. As a parent, I probably if my school did that for my kid, I'm like, God damn it, why are you doing this? They
Yeah,
should be in school. But I get it. I get it, and it's only going to happen once. You know,
I
enjoy
agree.
it.
Let's go right here. Let's go to. I think we got that. Oh, here we go. Don't drink that. I'm sorry, Yinzer Joe. Yinzer Joe. He says, "Do we need another tight end now that Meatwad left?" Meatball. And what's happening with the safety? Savage. Haven't heard that he actually signed a contract. As far as I know, everything's okay with Savage. And as far as the tight end goes, Mike, as we said yesterday, you have Galbraith in the mix. That's a depth. You have three tight ends. It's not the Arthur Smith offense. And unless you're dealing with an injury, I would say that the three tight ends would suffice at this point. But I don't know, Mike. What's your take? Tight ends? Do we need more?
It wouldn't surprise me. Like I said, I think I said yesterday, it wouldn't surprise me if they take one in the draft in the later rounds, just to have competition there, uh, on what's his name against Galbraith, um, and probably the winner out of that one makes the roster, and the loser gets put on waivers to see if they can make it onto the practice squad. So I can see one more tight end going into camp. They might go into camp with like the three that we have now, a draft pick and an undrafted free agent, and only three will make the active roster and one on the practice squad.
So
That's how I
basically,
said, like back to like a normal tight end room.
go through the motions. You know who's going to be here. You know it's going to be these three. You know that the one you're going to bring in for the camp is probably going to be gone. So it's basically just going through the motions.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Fair enough.
and
That's a lot of life is that.
yeah, yeah, really, really, yeah. And real quick, according to Spot Track, Darnell Savage signed a 1 year, $1.3 million contract with the Steelers.
All right, there you go. 1 year, $1.3 million contract. I do want to say hello to Steel Merrick. Steel Merrick said, Steel, I do want to say welcome to the terrible board, Steel Merrick. Corey
Whoa.
says this. He says, we won't keep all those late round players anyway. Somber says McCarthy will still want a fullback. He'll want a fullback as well. There's Tater Tart. I'm just going to step over this. Mark Malone says I'd take a quarterback with that last third, and it's not out of the question, Mike, because at that point you're getting all these names that coming out of college. They're still going to be in there. I can't see certainly in the first round people knocking down a door to get any of these guys. Mendoza goes first. After that, I mean, who's really looking still? The Jets got their Geno Smith back. What are they looking at in the draft? And beyond that, Mike, I think a lot of these names, the Drew Allers, the Ty Simpsons, the everything that we've been hearing, that they're going to be there. I wouldn't even, again, even if the Steelers were focusing on one of these guys, I don't even think it's a problem. Get what you need first. And I think that there's going to be ample of that particular quarterback still available when it would be a sensible move for us to make it.
I do too, man. Like I said, there's so many good players out there. I don't want to pass one up for a flyer on a quarterback in those first 3 rounds. I'm just not on board with it. I don't think any of them are going to be anything special in this league. I don't think any of them are going to be more than a backup quarterback, top 20 quarterback in the league. And that's not what this team needs right now. We have that guy on the roster. We have two of them on the roster sitting there that are backup quarterbacks. And I don't want to waste a third-round pick on another one.
What are we doing?
Keep rounding out the roster with those, 5 picks in the first 3 rounds.
You know what? That's a good question, Somber. Just off the top, Mike Somber says, has anyone heard anything from Dante Kent recently? Like, is he alive? Can he return for you? I need answers. I need answers, Somber says, Mike. Dante Kent.
Dante Kent, I haven't heard diddly poo. I actually forgot about him, that we drafted him last year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, for me, like Kent and Sebastian Castro are two guys that I don't think they're ever going to see the field. I don't see the value in either of them. I I know a lot of Yinzers love Sebastian Castro, but I think there's so many better safeties in the draft you can draft in the third round that would easily bump him off the roster.
Let's get back on the board. Sombers, or I'm sorry, not Somber. Squeege. Squeege says this, Mike. I watch a lot of Steeler podcasts, and this one's the best. Not kissing ass. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Squeege, thank you. Says the discussions and interactions are a ton of fun. Only part that sucks is I'm at work when you guys are live. We thank that. That's very kind words, Squeege. We appreciate it, sir. Thank you. And we feel the same.
You know what? I'm throwing that up on the board or up on the big screen.
That
made me feel good.
A little warm and fuzzy, huh?
A little warm and fuzzy. I'll put it there. You know what? Yeah, that this might be the new thumbnail.
Let's go. Let's also check out Mike Yinzer. Joe Yinzer just says this: we shouldn't draft a quarterback at all this year. There isn't room for any extra snaps for another on the roster. They just need to let Howard run the preseason. And you know what? You're probably right. You're probably, because what's drafting another quarterback say? What is that? Again, it just kind of defies what we're doing and where we thought we were possibly going. So again, at the end of the day, I'm just saying that there's going to be ample that are available at that point when we would be comfortable, I think, taking a quarterback. But again, what does that tell you, Mike, if they do grab one of these and it fills the quarterback room up to what it would fill it up to do? I mean, what does that say?
If they take like a Simpson, a Nussmeier, Aller, or Beck,
yes,
in the top 4 rounds, that shows that this coaching staff has no faith in Will Howard, and they just been playing lip service.
Absolutely. Jamal, gang, always great seeing
What
Jamal on
up?
the terrible board. Hope things are going well for you, dude. I know Jamal's always busy. Let's go to right here. Jamal says, that's funny. Laugh my ass off. Carson might be our quarterback. Don't drink that. He looks like Pete Wentz, special needs brother. Mark Malone says, there it is. There's the face of a franchise, baby. There it is. What franchise would that face? What NFL franchise? And again, the colors, I think, speaks volumes of his what he's wearing, his clothes, his hat.
Screams Browns.
This is the face of the Cleveland Browns. I don't care what anybody says. They need to draft Carson Beck. Like that's what's up.
Dude,
he needs to be the face.
You put him in a leather helmet. He looks just like Steve Buscemi.
That's true.
I just noticed that.
Think of that old leather helmet. Yes, that's what they look like.
Yes. If anyone out there who's watching us who has any type of Photoshop skills, please Photoshop a vest on that melon.
Look at this guy. Just look at him.
Or Photoshop a leather helmet on that melon.
Richard, always great seeing Richard Jankowski on the terrible board. He says Beck would be able to see his blind side. Sommer, in addition to meeting with running back Cash Jones at Georgia Bulldogs Pro Day, the Pittsburgh Steelers brass also, Mike, they also had dinner with Georgia wide receiver Zechariah Branch, which is a name that I certainly recognize. A lot of people like Branch, Mike, from Georgia.
Yeah, Branch from Georgia. Isn't he the receiver who like averaged depth of target was like a yard? They threw nothing but like screens to him or some shit.
I don't know.
Yeah, he caught 44 screen passes last year for 313 yards. He would fit in perfectly with Aaron Rodgers right now. Just a quick little dump off and go and do your thing.
Somber follows it up by saying, glad we had dinner with Branch. Not sure why they're talking to running backs. Tyrone says Steelers had dinner with Branch. There we go. We got that. Let's go right here to Christine. Christine, go black and gold. She says too much traffic for the buses. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. I mean, that could be a big problem, especially when you're dealing with kids and patience, having patience. And I do want to say welcome to the terrible board, Christine. Tyrone says, welcome, Christine. Corey says 3 days off of the indoctrination. Hell yeah. Let's scoot up a little bit right here. Christine says, hey, glad to have you on the board. Welcome to the terrible board. Mark Malone says, yeah, keep those little bastards out of the public. Tyrone says, subscribe these guys as awesome. Tater says this, Mike, don't do the kids out of their education. I hear the kids are dumb enough in Schittsburg. We thank that, Christy. Thank you for that, Christy. Go black and gold says, I've always been subscribed. We appreciate that. Glad to have you here. Tater says, as it is, RB says fullback Tight end, Michigan, Max Brederson. That is RB. I do also know that RB just is on his way to work. My man, have a good day. Thank you for everything that you do. Corey, I'm sorry. Yes, Corey. Corey says if it's not an Antonio Gates type tight end, I don't want any more of them. Tyrone says they will take one late, fill the role. Yinzer Joe, the draft is supposed to be full of really good tight ends. Of course it is. When we needed them, when we needed 50 tight ends for our offense, where were all the tight ends? Now that we're trying to get as far away from that experience as possible, now there's tight ends available. Good ones. Let's go to right here, Somber. Nikowski in the 6th. Wetchin and Nikowski in the 6th. I almost think that Somber's messing with me on that one. The way I pronounce names. Look at this.
That's it. Yeah, Nowowski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
what, Jen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Smith and Brown. I'm just saying. You get the.
Oh, nope. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, now I'm worried. Look at this. We have to be proactive with this. Look at Tater. He's already
Tater.
He's already hitting on the pretty women. He scared Lindsay away. Lindsay got the PFA against him. He's not even allowed in this country anymore.
I know. Tater, don't make me mute you, buddy. Put you in timeout.
Tyrone says you know what, and this is why I love Tyrone. He jumps in, Mike, and he was proactive, and he says, you know what, he's a Brown fan, Christine. Fair warning. So, always trust the guys, Mike, the board, the gals, the guys on the board, always looking out for one another. Love it. I do want to say, just jump over here real quick and say thank you to Tortilla. We will get to that message in 1 second. He did have a super chat. And I do want to say thank you. Let us work our way to it because I think it might be about Mike. I think. And you know what? Mike gets a super chat. Let's jump to it. Tortilla, thank you so much. He sends a super chat saying, I'm going bald. I can't make sense of it, Mike, but the only thing that really makes sense to me is it might be talking about you.
Thank you. Tortilla, first of all, thank you for the super chat. And embrace it, brother. If you're going bald, just take it all off right now. Take it off right now. That way you have fair warning of what you're going to look like. Just shave it off now. Let it grow back. If you can, grow the hair down, grow it down, comb it forward a little bit. Fight it as long as you can, brother.
Thank you so much, Tortilla. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, sir. Mark Malone says we have 2 fourths too. Somber says, has anyone heard anything? We got the Dante Kent comment. Christine says, tight ends. I do like Stowers or Trigg in the 3rd. I already like her better than Tater already.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? She brings something to the table. All Tater has is terrible insults.
Yeah.
Trigg is a beast. Tyrone says, squeege. Great point on John Somber. Mark Malone. Kent ain't a bad returner. Let's scoot up a little bit more to Kenneth. Always great seeing Kenneth Jones. How you doing, sir? Nice seeing you on the terrible board. Hope things are going well. Squeege said he says, when I first joined you guys, we're ending a discussion about how you two were beefing. I would love to hear that story. We've been together for almost 1,000 shows. There's stories. There's
like Somber sums it up really nice.
And let me finish with that. Let me see what Somber says. Somber says they beef at least once a week. Mike has left several times. They always kiss and make up.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you don't make it this far. Again, you got a day or two. We could get into some of them, man. And Christine says it tells you that Howard isn't him.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. If they go and draft a quarterback.
Let's see. Christine says the Browns, of course, with the face of the Browns. Cody, what's up, brother? Always great seeing the code, man. He says, I don't know why Carson Beck was in school so long. He can read 2 pages of a book at the same time. Nice. Cody Somber says, RB says, shit, I just left the house to go to work. Have a great one, my man. Knock it out. It's almost the weekend. It's getting there slowly but surely. Cody says Carson Beck was the kid in elementary school that looked at the sun for too long. Here, put these over your eyes, kids. No, Carson, put that over your. You almost like you know when the punchline's coming. Mike starts coughing and hacking up a lung.
I can't help it because I know where it's going.
But I had a good joke. RB says, no, we don't need another sub 180 wide receiver. Kenneth Jones says, yes, we does. Tyrone branch a monster, perfect slot for us. He's saying. Squeege says, like and subscribe, guys. We appreciate it. Thank you, Squeege. Also, RB. Oh, I'm still here. Straight back roads. Good, my man. We'll pay attention.
Pay attention. Still be safe.
Let's go to Cody. Cody says Carson Beck is one Antonio Brown CTE away hit from looking normal. Wouldn't that be something, Mike? If he gets hit a few times and his eye, he goes the opposite direction.
Just let him. If we draft him, just have him stand in the pocket, no pads on. We bring Troy Polamalu back for one play and one play only, and he gets to wear full pads, running full speed, and he just hits him really hard. Knock them eyes straight, man.
Or what was the line on National Lampoon's Christmas? He got kicked in the head by a mule or some shit.
Okay, so we take him up to Brett Kiesel's farm.
Let the mules kick him in the head.
Yeah, and we're good to go. Okay, now see, this is problem solving, people. This is what we do here.
Squeeches, I hope you guys stay friends. You can tell there's a lot of chemistry and passion for what you guys do. Kudos from a fan of the channel. We appreciate you, Squeege. Yes. We truly, honestly do. Thank you so much for the kind words. Somber says, LOL. Noah Kowski. See, that's easier to do. That's easier to say. Now that I know.
See, I need all the names.
Well, now that I know, I'm sure I'm going to get it wrong a few more times, but at least I know.
Think?
Let's go check out what Tortilla. Again, we thank you for the super chat. RB says Tater won't worry. Tater, worry about not missing the Ireland call to prayer laws. Get your rug out. Also, congrats, Tortilla, is what Somber says. Corey says this is don't drink that. A name like Tater sounds like he needed help finding his seat on the school bus. And again, I do want to say, go check out, if you're into conspiracy theories, what's the government doing behind closed doors? What are the aliens doing up there? Go check out Don't Drink That. Corey does a very, very fine job with this conspiracy theory podcast right here on YouTube. Lots of content, guys. If you're into it, seriously, take some time. It will take you a while to get through everything. So if you're looking for what you're looking for, you're interested in different things, he has a little bit of it all. Go check out Corey at Don't Drink That right here on YouTube. Pretty fantastic conspiracy theory podcast. I love it. I do watch it all the time. Go check out Corey. Don't Drink That. Let's go to right here where Tortilla, he says, no, I really am. So he is really going bald then.
Embrace it.
Young man. Let's go to Cody. Cody says Carson Beck got kicked out of the Army because he couldn't line up in a straight line. Boy, why are you not getting on that line? Boy. Let's go to Yinzer Joe. Tater's just mad because someone stole his pot of gold on St. Patty's Day. It was St. Patty's Day. Obviously, it's not St. Patrick's Day in Ireland. Isn't that an American holiday? Does anybody have an answer? Mike, before you make funny faces at me, do they recognize St. Patrick's Day in Ireland?
Yeah, we co-opted the holiday.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. Does everybody that's a Western country celebrate it as well?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I mean, you seem like you were so confident. Yes, we co-opted with
St. Patrick. That's a saint from Ireland who drove the snakes out of Ireland.
Well, that I understand 100%. Again, that's
they celebrate.
Canada and the other European countries, that's the question.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay,
I know we do. I know we because the big Irish population here, celebrated, then the rest of America's like, fuck yeah, we're getting fucked up and drinking. Let's go, boys.
And that's different from how any other day in Western Pennsylvania.
You drink green beer instead of your regular beer.
Green beer. All right, let's get back at it here. Somber, shave the tops and leave the sides. Shave the tops and leave the sides. Go full George Costanza. Let's see, horseshoe. The word. There you go. Go with the horseshoe. Squeege says. Let's go to Christine knows ball. I agree. From what I've seen, very, very knowledgeable so far. Yinzer Joe says, Tater, you have to be nice if you want to that GoFundMe account to do well. Also, Squeege says that should be a trivia question. If it's true, which Steeler had a hair square on the back of his head? That would be a good question. Would be a very good trivia. Corey says this, and don't drink that. He says Carson Beck is the only student that could pay attention to 2 classes at once. Should have graduated in half the time. Why the hell's he been there for 10 years? Joe said someone told me once that if CTE was real or not, but I can't remember. Squeed says, wasn't it Roosevelt Nix that had the single square hair piece?
It could have been
single hair square. And then Mark Malone, I think it was just a big Catholic thing everywhere. A couple other things, Mike, I do want to talk about briefly here. Yes, the San Diego State cornerback Chris Johnson, he was also in town Wednesday, Mike, along with Carson Beck. Those couple visits that are going on. Also, Mike, I do know that Kyle Lewis is going to be talking to the Steelers as well. A lot of things going on, visits going on. But I do want to talk about a couple of things. Other than that, Mike, this was a comment that I'd seen. That's, again, there's certain things that are making me feel good about just the way things are going with our Steelers, Mike. And one is part of this offense, the coaching staff. Having Mike McCarthy, an offensive-minded guy, Mike, it's somebody said that he's simply an expert, explains that the difference between Mike Tomlin and Mike McCarthy in evaluating, preparing, and shaping quarterbacks. So whatever the next step is, Mike, whether it's Aaron Rodgers, whether it's Will Howard, whether it's a free agent, whether it's a draft pick next year, that's something I'm super excited about. The fact that it's just an offensive-minded overall head coach, because my 47 years of life, it's always been defense, which is great, and we need to continue that.
Yeah.
But to possibly have somebody that has an offensive mind being the person that's there to shape and prepare and get ready that next quarterback, hopefully the next franchise quarterback, our guy, that's encouraging, Mike. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Coach T did a lot of great things. He has the record that he had, but there's just sometimes you feel more comfortable. This guy's worked with Aaron. This guy's worked with Dak Prescott, who certainly looked better through the years that Coach McCarthy was in Dallas. So this reason I'm feeling encouraging, no matter whatever the case may be. Again, I think Aaron Rodgers and Coach McCarthy is going to work very well together because they're friends. They've worked together. They've won Super Bowl together. So whatever the situation is, situations may be for the quarterback this year, Mike, I am feeling better. And I think that all just adds to how I'm feeling about the Steeler team right now. Yes, we've never seen this group of people play a snap together. We've never seen this group of coaches coach a snap together. But things are feeling nice. There's nothing really that's coming along the path that you're like, well, that's it. That's it. We're screwed. This is going to be a problem. We're fixing the little problems. We're filling the holes. And again, some of those things, Mike, that maybe we might have been deficient on as far as gameplay, you could see it changing because, again, an offensive-minded coach could come in and make those adjustments with the offense. And, again, no surprise that we need help with our offense.
Yeah, and I think it's going to turn out to be a really good hire. It's like we've been talking about, his offenses are still ran throughout the NFL. The concepts are still being used, especially down in Dallas. It's more or less a carbon copy of what he ran down there. And I like that it's not an outdated offense. And that's a big plus right there. And, it's nice to have a head coach who's more in tune with the offensive side of the ball. And that way they can deal with the quarterback more one-on-one, not having to go through an offensive coordinator or a quarterback coach. And to get more or less everyone on like the same page and the ideals. You both offensive guys, you see the game the same way for the most part, or similar, because you're more in tune with the defensive side. You're looking on ways to stop it, not how to exploit it. So I like that relationship right there. I think that's going to work great. And Aaron Rodgers wasn't a finished product when he came in. Mike McCarthy helped groom him and shape him. So that gives me confidence if they like anything that they see in Will Howard. McCarthy and his coaching staff should be able to mold him into the way they want him to be into a pro. I think it's a great hire all around. And we have all the talent on the defense. Hopefully the new coaching staff on that side of the ball can get it done. But this offensive side, this is where I'm really excited to see. Because, that's what's been holding us back ever since Ben blew out his elbow has been the offense. This should be the year. There should be a big breakout. We got 2 top flight receivers. You got two really good tight ends. two really good running backs, a young and improving offensive line, and supposedly a veteran quarterback who can still run a pro offense. This offense should be a top of the league offense, not top of the charts, but easily top 15th offense. That should be where their floor should be a top 15 offense in the league.
And they were saying our defense was going to be historic last year.
I know, but yeah, I'm putting some high expectations on this offense, man. Top 15 or bust.
I'm not putting any expectations, so I know what's going on with that left side of the line. But as of right now, if we could fix that, I think things are going to be pretty good. Let's move forward here, Mike, where Mark Malone says we're going to light it up this year if Rodgers comes back. Tortilla says Beck has double vision. Corey says I don't know how the Carson interview, or I don't know how Carson had an interview. He failed the role of interviewing. Make direct eye contact. Don't look around the room and face forward. Poor guy was born behind the 8 ball.
He probably has to sit and look like this, turn off to the side.
More than likely. Let's see. Mark Malone says just need a slot wide receiver and a left guard. Mark Malone follows it up by saying maybe draft a gigantic Miami left tackle for competition for Cook. We like him, Mike. I know that we talked to him early.
Markel Bell, yeah. I got to go back and watch some more stuff on him. Like someone that big, like is he going to be athletic enough if they want to put him on the left side to deal with the athletes at the pro level? At the college level,
right side and move Fatano to the left
over. Yeah.
Let's go to right here. Corey, don't drink that saying this. My got Mark Malone. I don't care at this point. I just want the quarterback talk to be over. Feels like we're spending half of our offseason since Ben left waiting for the answer to walk through the door. I agree. I agree. And, we all knew this was coming. Life after Ben. We've been saying it for years. And here it is. Here's the harsh reality. This is life after Ben. Mark Malone, they won't say anything till after the draft. Top 15 or bust, Somber says. And Somber also says Markel Bell is ass. He just big. I'm like, one thing I do want to talk about here briefly as we're at that point in the show. Again, don't take off today, anybody. I got something fun and coming up here on the show. It's going to be a blast. It's just hang out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let me tell you this real quick, though, Mike. This is what is going on. Both the Cleveland Browns and the Steelers, the Cleveland Browns and the Steelers, Mike, they are making some news these days because they both let me read it to you. The NFL announced on Wednesday that the Cleveland Browns and the Steelers have both submitted rule change proposals to be considered at the annual league meeting in 2 weeks. Guys, the Browns are proposing that the teams be allowed to trade draft picks 5 years into the future. I believe it's at 3 right now.
Yeah.
There it is, rather than just 3. Cleveland is arguing that such a rule change would lead to a more active trade market and greater roster flexibility. That is what the Browns are proposing for the meeting here in a couple of weeks, the big NFL meeting. And the Steelers, of course, they are proposing this. The Steelers want to make permanent changes. A permanent change that was implemented last season that permits teams to have one video or phone call with no more than 5 prospective unrestricted free agents during the 2-day negotiation period, the tampering period, if you will. The rule change would also permit clubs to make travel arrangements with such players upon agreeing on terms on a deal. Changes need the NFL changes. Submissions need to be approved by 24 of the 32 teams, Mike. The annual NFL League meeting will take place March 29th to April 1st in Phoenix, Arizona. This would directly relate back to what happened with the guy from Dallas, what the Steelers are proposing, correct?
No, because he was still he was a restricted free agent, so you have to wait until the actual non-tampering period. What this would take effect is because this year is a trial run that they did that the Steelers proposed is you're actually able to talk directly to the players. Before you had to go through the agents now, so like up to 5, you can have a phone call or video conference with. Before you weren't allowed to have that. This was the first year you were able to do anything like this. They did it as a temporary trial basis, and now the Steelers wanted to go forward. And so it's telling me that the Steelers took advantage of this to talk one-on-one to players to help get the guys that they forgot probably early. And I'm all for it, man. It's not going to hurt anyone. Everyone knows the tampering's going on. You're just you had to go through the agents. Now you can talk to 5 players. That's not too much, not too little. It's a perfect win-win for both sides. I like that, and it kind of gives the players an idea of like a quick little or a better understanding of the situation that they're going to go into. Maybe if the Raiders would have did this with Max Crosby, they wouldn't have had the whole situation that went down. I think this is nothing but for the best for the league and for the players. It should streamline the whole free agency period.
So there you go. Those proposals, Mike, they will be up for the beginning of the month as March does round out into April. A lot going on in the NFL as, of course, the season doesn't end. NFL goes all year round. You know what we're here for, baby. We do it all year. Let me grab a couple more messages here, Mike, and we are going to get into some stuff. We have a couple things that we're going to do here today. Got some special plans, so do stick around, everybody. A lot still to go down today. Let me jump on the board right here to where Somber says Markel Bell is ass. He's just big. Follows that up by saying gets beat inside just like Broderick. Mike, we don't need that anymore. We don't need anybody else that's like Broderick.
No, we don't.
Let's go to Kenneth. Kenneth Jones says this: the mistake was always to always expect the defense to carry and cover for the offense. And you know what? Unfortunately, that's kind of been the case for the Steelers for decades. I mean, there's pockets of time, Mike, where the offense looks good, certainly in the Ben era. But the Steelers always kind of depend on that defense. And, it wouldn't hurt to get some of that offense help back, Mike, because it was a lot of fun watching the offense play whenever Ben was here.
Oh, yeah, it was. Just watching him sling the ball around and run around like a maniac back there. It was fun. I miss it.
Mark Malone says the Browns are innovators when it comes to how to ruin a franchise or how to run.
Exactly. Only the Browns, they would be the franchise to go, hey, man, can we give up more picks for a quarterback that's going to be sued for, sexual harassment? They would have given the Texans 5 first-round draft picks if they could have.
Tortilla says this: the Browns want more teams to be asked for longer like that. Exactly. If everybody else could drop down, then they'll do better. And Cleveland are always up to something, Mike.
They are, and it's never good.
Corey says this: don't drink that. At Kenneth, up and scooted on me right here. It's around here somewhere.
Is it moving? Is it running from you?
I don't know. I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is. At Kenneth, I agree. I don't know how we didn't see the Super Bowl blueprint plan ahead. The organization knew the offense was favored to be more attractive for ratings. Kenneth says this: we should get Vega or the Oregon guard at 21 or 53. I think that's certainly in play, Kenny. I do at this point. Again, if anything changes between now and in 35 days from now, that could be different. But I think that those two players are very much in play, depending. And I think going after the guard from Penn State maybe first round, and then grabbing your wide receiver still at a high profile guy, even in the second round, grab him in the second. That's just how it feels to me. I could be wrong. I could be off. But let's go to Corey. Yeah, good.
Say this right now, all the vibes were pointing towards O-line this year. The way the vibes were starting to point towards D-line last year. It just has that feeling, boys.
I agree. Let's go to right here where Corey says this: Mike, they knew the best teams didn't overpay defenses. They knew the successful offenses were spreading defenses open to score points. I don't know why this team had to be so stubborn. And finally, John, Steeler Freak says this: Rooney is rich. Rich people are never wrong. He will just run the team his way, just like Jerry Jones. Run it right into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, Mike, Sean Lee, of course, from right here in Western Pennsylvania, the great linebacker from Dallas, Mike. He says the Steelers are in good hands with Mike McCarthy. Now, it's not just a guy that played for Mike. Again, Mike, from right here in Pittsburgh, Sean Lee saying Mike McCarthy, Steelers are in good hands.
I, as an lifelong Indiana Hoosier fan, Sean Lee is a legend. We watched him from afar. Sean Lee was great. He would have had a borderline Hall of Fame career if his knees did not keep blowing out on him. He was a great linebacker, and I trust his opinion.
One more thing, Mike, I do want to say Tyson Bagent, is that how you pronounce the guy's name? Everyone's
Tyson
been bringing
Bagent.
up in
Yeah.
talking about a possible depth at quarterback. Mike, I never paid much attention to it till this morning when I realized that his nickname would be Teabag. Now I am 100% in on Tyson Bagent at this point, Mike, to be our third string quarterback or any backup quarterback, just because I know his name is Teabag. Would be wonderful for this show. I would have nothing but fun, Mike, with having some teabag action this season.
You have fun with your with your little teabag.
I don't know, is Tater still in the house? I don't even know if he's still here. A couple things, guys. Go ahead.
Tater, are you here? Respond, please, Tater. Sign of life, Tater.
Tater, can you hear me? Do you need my assistance, Tater? Teabag Gate. John is saying. RB on the board is saying this. There is more nuisance in coach offense than defense, so it's easier to have an offensive coach who says, "I'll run the O, and let the D coordinator handle the D," than the other way around. He went straight from teabag to handling the D, but. All right, never mind. Let me continue. Corey says this. Mike, be honest. How many hours do you spend after the show looking up Indiana highlights to catch up since you dropped Penn State?
I don't know what you're talking about. I was never a Penn State fan. I'm a lifelong Indiana Hoosier fan. I have to watch Penn State highlights to keep up the stick, man. Penn State, ugh.
RB says, especially when said head coach is an egomaniac and a control freak. Mike, let's do something today. I want to have a little fun. It's Thursday. It's Throwback Thursday. And the only reason I'm making a point to say that is because I want to bring back, Mike, this was a bit that we did about a year ago. It was a fan favorite, if you will. So just give me a moment as we prepare to get ready for this bit. And this is going to... take us back. So as many people may wonder, why is Mike so angry? I often wonder this myself as I try to figure out the answers. There's many times that I'm stuck scratching my head. Why is he so angry? Why does he start yelling? Why does he flip out the way that he does? And after lots and lots of thinking and construing and studying and meditating, I've come to a conclusion, guys. Mike is angry because, let me show you. So they say when somebody that is a drinker, when they drink a lot and when they don't drink, they get angry. So I'm going to prove that Mike drinks a lot. You hear me say it, and you're like, okay, he drinks, whatever. No. Mike, you just relax. Let me take over for a couple minutes. I'm going to prove why Mike is so angry and he yells at me the way that he does and says the mean things that he does that he says. I'm going to prove to you right now that Mike might drink a little too much, guys. Just sit back, have fun as we get ready to start this off. Mike, I'm going to start right here. All right, so we got one bottle. These are empty. These are empties, okay? So
Bacardi Limon, very good. Very, very good.
So we got one. There's one bottle. Also, there's this one here. This is empty as well.
The Calico Jack is the silver. It's all right.
Let's hold on. It's as you can hear, there might be a couple more. There's Black Velvet. Mike's
Black Velvet roasted caramel. Very good straight. Very good with like that and a little bit of dark rum.
And again, these are the empty alcohol bottles here at the studio. And I just want to tell you, at the bar here at the studio, there's about 6 alcohol bottles that still have alcohol. I'm just showing you the empties. Here goes another Calico Jack.
It's bottom shelf, guys. It's good. It's get a little bit of a mixer in there, a little bit of flavor.
Bottle number 4. So bottle number 5. Here we go. Another
Bacardi Limon. It's the shit. That's my jam.
This is this is the big one here, Mike.
Bacardi Limon. You get yourself a lemon lime flavor packet,
and then we got another Calico
Zero. You're good to go.
See, nobody. I can sit back and let me talk. We got another Calico. Look, these are all empties. These are empties for Mike, and I'm taking them, and you can see there's no trick. There's no camera trick. I'm going from my left to my right. You hear the bottles clanging around. Let's see. Another Another Picard. Look at the
It's
size of
good.
these. The size of this. It looks like my fucking head.
That's good, man.
Hold on. I'm still going. I'm still going. How many was that? I lost track. Let's see. Another Black Velvet.
It's tasty. I like what
Another
I like.
Bacardi.
I like what I like.
I'm actually sticking these ones back in the box because I'm running out of room. Let me go over here. So over here I have more. Another Bacardi and another Bacardi. Look, this one's bigger than this one. This one.
They're the same size.
They're not. This one is definitely bigger. Or I don't know. Maybe they are. I don't know. Not the point. Well, let me continue on, Mike. I'm still moving.
How many?
That's the purpose of the bit. Look how many of these damn bottles. Again, these are still the empties. There are full bottles or actively open bottles at the bar. There's 5 of them. Look, here goes a couple more.
Well, hey, what was that? Is that a Captain?
I don't know, but Mike, that
was a Captain Morgan.
It's literally taking me about 10 minutes at this point to get through where I got.
Yeah. I think.
Look at the size of this one. There's the Captain Morgan right there.
Oh,
this is as big as my head. Look at this.
You mix that Captain Morgan with a little bit of that Black Velvet, a little bit of a Coke Zero or a cream soda. Your life has changed.
Look, here's another Bacardi, another Black Velvet. Look, over here to my left. Hold on. But still more room to go. 2 more Bacardis. 2. Again, these are the empties. The collection here at the studio over time. And I'm proving why Mike just might be an angry person. They say this, Mike, when people that drink regularly, and this is people that drink regularly, this what you're doing is not regular. They get angry when they're not drinking. So I'm just trying.
But I'm not drinking. I'm happy right now, and I'm not drinking.
Remember when you were yelling at me the other day? Look at this one. Look at this. There's another big one. Look, here's another. I'm actually going to put these ones right here in front of me in this box. But I don't want you to confuse that, guys, that I still have more to show you. Mike, this has been going on for 10 minutes.
Yeah, you can end the bit whenever you want.
Look, there's another one. Guys, these are all, look at the size of these. It's incredible what's going on here, guys. Again, there are about 5 or 6 out at the bar that are still being drank. But Mike, these are the ones that I had time to grab. If I would have taken all morning to bring them all in here, we'd be doing this till 3 o'clock.
Okay.
But,
okay. In my defense, okay, the reason we have so many, we used to have glass recycling, and then they went away for it. So I hate throwing away a bunch of glass at one time. So you got to take a couple out at a time. You know, I had a backlog of the recycling.
But usually, if you in that situation, you would catch up to yourself to where you would have less and less bottles. Mike, you have more bottles every week than you would have by the amount that you take out. See what I'm saying? You're drinking it faster than you could throw it out. You're drinking it faster than you.
You say that like that's a
no. The reason
thing.
I'm saying that is because I'm just proving why you were so angry. I think people probably wonder this, so I'm doing my due diligence, Mike, to show everybody why you are.
You're just showing people that I love to have a good
such
time.
an angry person, and if you ever wonder why he, there it is, guys. Again, I didn't even count. I'm like, I don't even know if I could count as high as
okay, you probably pulled out about 20 bottles.
At least there's at least 30 bottles.
Hey, in my defense, I'm not the only one drinking that.
At least 30 bottles is what I pulled out of there.
I'm not the only one drinking that. Okay?
Maybe I'll get the rest of them for tomorrow, but you wouldn't believe the amount of bottles
me and someone else drink at the same time.
Like you and 53 people shouldn't have been able to drink that much. But again,
I'm not gonna lie. I love to drink. I love the taste.
Listen,
I love how it makes me feel.
That's not even the debate. The debate is why you're so angry, and like the science, because you're the big science guy. The science is telling me that this is why you're angry, because when you're not drinking, the science tell me
is the lack of sleep I have.
No, because I
work that third shift, and I come home, then I gotta go.
Listen, I could promise you, and I could prove to you that that's not the case, because Mike is he has certain buttons. Certain words trigger him. Yeah. Certain words trigger you. And again, like when you're angry because you're not having your alcohol, this is when that happens. This is when it happens every time. What do you got to say for yourself?
I think the evidence is out there that Big Sexy, aka Vanilla Thunder, likes to drink and have a good fun time. And when he can't have a fun time, he gets a little twitchy.
There you go. I do want to say what's up to where did he go? I swear I just see him. Dude, there he is. What's up, dude? Always great
What up,
seeing you
dude?
on Terrible Board. He says, what's up, fellas? Afternoon. Let's see. Mark Malone says 1.75 liters for the last 2 days. Not at this
Okay,
place.
so do the math. Do the math. 2 days. I can I'll plow right through them, maybe.
He says maybe 3. No tequila. I took 007. No tequila, Mike. You're not a tequila guy?
I'm not a tequila guy. No, like I'll drink it, but I'm not. I like my rums. I like rum. I find something that I can drink steadily, to where I wake up in the morning and I don't feel like I want to jump off a bridge.
RB says, okay, we're going after RB. Don't drink that. So the answer is 4. Got it. Tortilla says Mike never drinks. Tortilla follows it up by saying Mike's never been angry before in his life.
Thank you. See, Tortilla, this is why you're number 1 on the friend list.
Tyrone says Tater's cleaning up his couch. And where's Christine been? Damn it, I don't know what I'm going to do with him, but if he scares any more people out of here, he gets all creepy with people early, and when it's a female, they don't know what to think. Kill him.
I'm sorry, I started reading ahead on the draft.
The head of the draft?
Or reading ahead on the board.
Head of the draft. See, that's what you do to me. Head of the draft. Let's go to.
See, now I can't get angry at you now because I'm like, ooh, someone didn't have their cheeky poo.
Let's see. Steeler Freak. This says this. John says Arthur Modes has a chick on his podcast with bigger tits than Derp. I'm jealous. I truly am jealous. We pride ourselves on having the biggest titties on the show. Mark Malone says if you can't drink while you're at work, is the job even worth having?
Thank you.
I don't know. You don't drink at your real job, so I don't know, Mike. I it's not making sense to me.
The
only thing that makes sense to me is you're angry because you're not drinking right now.
But I'm never angry at my job, and I can't say that. Damn it.
Let's go to. We did grab a couple of these. So we jump up to Vegas. It's 86, and we have an excessive heat warning. We had excessive wind the other day. My God, we had the warnings. And that, like, I don't know. I still think people have their power still out. People didn't have power for like all weekend last week.
Dude, there were like trees all over the place. It was nuts.
Corey says this. He says Mike strikes me as a mad dog guy.
In my high school days, yeah.
Let's go to John. John says Mike is a booze connoisseur. Leave him alone.
Thank you.
Don't drink that. Who hurt you, Mike? The hell did your parents do to you?
That guy over there.
What the hell did your parents do to you?
This guy hurt me.
Ty says, damn, we're partying to the dread. Damn right we are. Again, guys, just 35 days away. John says, I don't want to meet the chick that drove Mike to those bottles. So I just want to tell you a true story. She has missing fingers. Mike, one of your exes, 9 fingers of fury, I think.
9 fingers of fury.
That might have been her. Ryan needs to grab a Duke. And I do want to say this while you are mentioning that, Tortilla. If you're looking for a drink too, you see the Mike guy, he certainly takes an edge off. That's a pretty big edge. But if you want to take an edge off yourself, do stop and grab yourself some Duquesne Pilsner, guys. Available in 6-packs and 12-packs at Giant Eagle now and in wherever cases are sold. Mike, the people at Duquesne Pilsner go out of their way to help us and help promote with us and do all kind of stuff. We couldn't appreciate it more. Show them some love. Even if you don't drink, swing over to their social media, follow them, like them, all those kind of things, guys. Mike, we always, on top of everything else, obviously, we always have Duquesne Pilsner here on tap at the studio. Delicious beer made right here in Pittsburgh. Yes. Mike, it says right on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
John says we like Mike with his red cheeks and attitude. There you go, Mike, with the red cheeks again. Mm-hmm. He's like, please just brush over this one. Let's go to Mark Malone. He doesn't like hearing about the great secondary master. I know that. Also, John says, don't take the bait, Mike. Stay strong, Tyrone is saying. Vegas says Vanilla Thunder was a pet tequila, has a pet tequila in his shirt pocket.
That might be my favorite comment ever. That is great.
Yinzer Joe says the Browns still fighting to give 5 first picks from the future for Watson. They're insane. What's going on over there? Vegas says he better not drink at his job. He works at a sperm bank.
Sometimes you got to sample the product.
I would think that the sperm bank would be good to drink alcohol if you did work at the sperm bank, because you'd be more revved up, right? I don't know.
Yeah, you'd be ready to go.
I do want to say what's up to Kimoni. Welcome to the Terrible Board. Welcome to the show. I apologize if I'm messing up your name. He says my mom's missing fingers. We'll keep her away from Mike. That's all I have to say.
I have a type.
He has a type. Let's go.
Are you an ass man? You're a breast man? Nah, I'm a finger guy.
He's a lack of finger guy. Let's go to Corey. He says Ryan is the master of the segue. He knows exactly when to change the subject. Laughed my ass off. Corey, John. John says the definition of a California tater chip: when Derpy peels off his dried hot rope nut, shoots from a vinyl couch, and makes Peaches eat it.
Oh.
I wish I would have had time. I wish I would have pre-read that one. Every once in a while, I get a little time to pre-read.
You just see him peeling it off. Good here, baby. Eat that.
Let's go to that's the California tater. What is it? The California tater tot. The California tater chip. The California tater chip. Let's go to Tyrone.
Jesus fucking Christ, Mark Malone.
He says, no drinking on the job, Mike. Tortilla says he used to go by just Thunder before he got the job at the bank. I like that. Let's go right here to Vegas. Vegas says, do they make gloves for folks with missing digits? If they don't, that should definitely be some kind of discrimination shit.
You just tie it off.
No. I don't want one of the 5-finger people's gloves. I have to have my own glove if I have missing fingers. Everybody has to have their own. Let's go to RB. He says you can turn all those empties and get Derpy new batteries for his smoke detector and still pay for half of one of his lady boys of the night. Let's go to we got the California tater chip. Let's go right here, Mike. So Mark Maloney says nothing gets me harder than a good amputee. Mike's type willing. There you go. Corey says Mike type is willing, absolutely. And Ty says NCAA basketball and wrestling on. Ty, what's going on? I do know that Ohio State is playing TCU with the 12-15 start. It may be over by now. College games zip by certainly in March Madness. I know a lot of people are going to be watching March Madness as it does kick off today, Mike, through the weekend. First 2 rounds today, tomorrow. In the second round, first round today, tomorrow, second round is Saturday and Sunday. And then again, we'll go down to the Sweet 16 by the end of the weekend. Again, blink, and the NCAA tournament will be over. It's madness. Madness, I tell you.
66-64 right now with 5 seconds left. Ohio State trailing.
65-64. 5 seconds left.
Yeah, 60.
Ohio State trailing.
Yeah, they're down by 2, 64-66.
Still loyal. Ohio State down 66-64. 6 seconds left. Uh-oh. I know the Ty's certainly paying attention to that. Tortilla says if I see Tater in California, I'm calling ICE. Vegas says did she use to hide a little Vienna sausage in her? That's not a bad idea. Put a little Vienna sausage in your glove to make it look normal. Chick's got them little fingers. I think that could fly. Steel Loyal says Ohio State lost.
Yeah. Sorry, Ty, but it's going to make Derpy angry.
Steel Loyal says the TCU pulled the upset. Also, Mike, I am seeing the Ty says can't wait till Kansas play. That's right. I thought that somebody like Kansas on the board. Was it you, Ty? Mike, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about the website?
The 2dumyinzers.com. Check it out, everyone. We got Ryan and I social media links over there. We got, oh my God, we got a lot of articles over there dealing with the draft, NFL news, and stuff like that. So check it out at the2dumyinzers.com.
I'll be here long after the show, obviously cleaning up. Got a lot
All
of
your liquor bottles over there.
a lot of bottles going on here. Let me see. Ty says I like OSU football, Kansas, but that's right. I do remember you saying that. Now, let me scoot down a little. I don't want to miss anybody. Ohio State, Cody. Vegas says dogs can't stay away from her gloves. TC pulled the upset. Let me go right here. Let me go to hey, what's up, back baby? Chelsea's back baby. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the terrible board. He says Cordell Stewart deeply closeted. That was the theory. I don't know if he is. Again, that's what people said when he was here. But again, when people are mad that a person isn't winning like you want them to, they could say anything. So again, I'm not sure. There were signs, but I've never known it to be confirmed. Steel Loyal says this Tyrone, a Kansas basketball fan, Ohio State football fan. I'm pretty sure. That's what I thought it was. I knew there was some kind of a difference between the two sports. Tortilla, I just busted all over my board. I mean, busted my board. My board busted. Mike got the website up on the board. Do go check it out, guys. A lot of cool things over there. Mike has been putting a lot of work into it, especially over the past couple of months. He's entirely changed it. He went with a whole new format on the website. A lot of stuff. His Monday mock draft picks, also a lot of articles and cool things written by the newest members of the crew, Chop and RB. Go check it out at www.the2dumyinzers.com. That's www.the2dumyinzers.com. Vegas says Arthur Smith already costing them games. Arthur Smith's costing the basketball team. Like Corey says this Vegas. I was thinking the same thing. RB, best part of having a still lots of liquor on command and just reuse the mason jars. Oh, there you go. Yes, that's right. RB, interesting stuff. I want to get into that for sure next time he's on as well. He makes something very interesting. We do know. RB also he says no clutter. Steel Loyal says the FedEx NIL deal didn't help. Guys, the question of the day. It's going to kind of be related to yesterday. Before you get worried, I'm going to remind you. Yesterday, the question of the day, of course, we found out Sebastian Joseph Day's new number was going to be 69. That was the question. The answer was Kevin Dotson. I said, who was the last player to wear 69 as a Steeler in a game? That's going to bring us to today's question. We're going to stay with the 69 theme. Guys, here we go. Question of the day. Put on your thinking caps, Mike. Everybody at home, everybody on the board. Here's the question of the day. Sebastian Joseph Day selected number 69, and Kevin Dotson was the last Steeler to wear it in a game. That was from 2020 to just before 2023 season. The question of the day is this, guys. What Steeler wore the number 69 since then? Dotson was the last Steeler to wear 69 in a game. Question of the day. Who was the last Steeler to wear number 69 since then? Sounds kind of tricky. Think about it for a minute. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. every day right here on the tube.
On the tube.
Let me do this again, Mike. Sebastian Joseph Day chose number 69. We just brought him in. Defensive line help. The question yesterday was who was the last player to wear number 69 for the Steelers in a game? And the answer was Kevin Dotson. Today, the question is, which Steeler was the last to wear number 69 after Kevin Dotson? Sounds kind of tricky.
So someone who didn't make it into a game.
Mm-hmm. Let me read a couple of these messages while Mike's thinking. Corey says, as used Ohio State basketball to test out his Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith used Ohio State basketball to test out his 10 tight end system. Vegas, I love the Moonshiners show. Those dudes have some crazy skills. Steel Loyal says, Joe Frazier? I have no clue. Ty says he has no clue. If you have a guess, if you don't know, just throw up a guess. Guys, there was a Steeler that was issued number 69 since Kevin Dotson was the last player to wear it in a game for the Steelers. Again, Dotson, Mike, 2020 to just before the 2023 season. Dotson wore that number, so it would be between then and now. Steel Loyal said that's the last person I remember seeing that number on the sideline. Jessica Alba. Vegas says Jessica Alba, possibly Cody. Cody saying Bill Cosby. He seems like a good candidate to wear number 69, of course. Question of the day, Mike. Who was the Steeler to wear 69 since Kevin Dotson was the last Steeler to wear it in a game? What's your thought process?
I have no idea. It's got to be. I think it's an O lineman that did not see any playing time in an NFL game. The only guy that popped into my head right now is Driscoll. I'm going to go with Driscoll.
Driscoll, is Driscoll your final answer?
Driscoll's my final answer. I don't even know his first fucking name.
All right, let me lock you in on Driscoll, Mike, to make sure we got your final answer. Let me lock you in right here. All right, so you're locked in, Mike. Dylan Cook, F, I don't know, is what Corey is saying. Driscoll is what Tortilla is saying. You were locked in. Steel Loyal says, I think that's what the comment actually said. They didn't say Joe Frazier. And I realized that his name wasn't Joe Frazier. Just after reading a million messages, you just tend to Josh. Josh Frazier was what he had. My fault. Let me do scoot up here. Back up to where we were. Max Sharpening, RB says. Also, Vegas says Cosby is contemplating all he could have done with Ryan's bottles. Jumping Joe Frazier, as John says. Braden Fajoko. Corey is saying it. Don't drink that. Josh Frazier, Still Loyal, is saying. Smoking Joe is what Vegas is saying. Down goes Frazier is what Still Loyal is saying, everybody. So we've got a lot of different guesses, Mike. We got your guess on the locked in. Let's see who it is. Yesterday, Mike, we figured out that Kevin Dotson was the last Pittsburgh Steeler to wear number 69, as it was chosen by Sebastian Joseph Day. Kevin Dotson, Mike, had that number last, and he was the last person to use it in a game for the Steelers. Now, the question of the day, who was the player that wore number 69 since then? Guys, the answer is the 24-25 season practice squad player who never got into a game has been wearing number 69 for 2 seasons is, in fact, Doug Nestor. In fact, yes, Vegas, some big whitey. That's who it plays out. It's Doug Nestor is the answer, guys. Practice squad past couple years, number 69, never played a game. Doug Nestor.
I didn't even think of him. And Driscoll was the only one that popped up, and I still haven't yet to look up his first name. I'm just going Driscoll. I was robbed.
Steeler John says this. Ryan has to belch and fuck up one name for podcast to be a great show with. Absolutely. And Steel Loyal says, oh, I thought you meant before. Sebastian Joseph Day. Guys, Doug Nestor is today's answer for the question of the day. That was a tough one. I don't drink this. Who the F is that? But that was tough, and it was meant to be. And I wanted to kind of branch it off of what we had going on from yesterday and back to Day with the numbers. So again, good job, guys. That was not easy. It was not easy. So great job. Mike, today's show, we had a lot of things we went over today. Certainly things are happening at the stadium. They're already tearing trees down. That stage, it's huge. You've seen this stage, Mike, at the draft. They're getting ready to get the construction started on that. Kids don't have to go to school that week. A lot of different cool things for the draft, Mike, as they're expecting again up to over 700,000 people for the NFL draft in just 35 days. Mike, what's your thoughts on those things in the rest of the show today?
I can't wait for the draft to be here. I just want to see what downtown's going to look like. It's going to be a madhouse. So no wonder the school's like, nah, we keeping the kids at home. Let them do some virtual. It means the kids will be playing Madden all day, getting ready for the draft. Because that's what I would be doing. Like, yeah, Mom, I'm in class as I'm playing video games. That's what I would do. Fuck that shit, man. Like, I would have found a way to get out of the virtual classes. I think kids nowadays are too like, oh yeah, man, I'll do my work. I don't care. They're too focused nowadays. I don't like
the thing. They don't actually get the day off. Like when we was kids and you had a day off, you got the day off. If you had a snow day, you got to, sleep in. I mean, obviously you sit there and listen to the radio for 6 hours to hear your school, but beyond that, you go back to bed. Now these poor kids, they have to still continue to do their work, Mike, even if they're not at school.
And the thing is, though, like it's like second nature to them. They don't even concept like what a snow day was.
I know.
And they
It's
just,
insane.
okay, we'll just do it from home. We'll knock it out. Like, God bless your little hearts, because I'd be freaking the fuck out. But hey, you don't know what you're missing out on if you don't know what you're missing out on.
Let's go to Cody. He says Dixie Normus. Dixie Normus. Also, Tortilla can't wait for Howard and Nestor to take the NFL by storm. Tyrone, great show, guys. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. And thank you. Mark Malone, we skipped school all the time and got away with it. Cody's keeps bringing it with the names. Maya Dixoner. Mark Malone stole our parents' cars at night when we were 12. Mike Roch. Also Mike. And let me jump in one real quick here while I have it, just because I have it near me. Let's throw one up as well. If it would let us, maybe it's not going to let me. Sometimes it gives me problems, Mike. So I'm going to hold up on that. Mike Roch is good. Also, that is from Steel Loyal. See, right now would be a nice time for this to let me actually use my button, and it would be perfect, but doesn't look like it's going to happen that way for me. Unfortunately, Mike, let me also say these things. I do want to say, if you haven't had a chance, go check us out on our social media, guys. We are all over the place. You can check us out at Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and even TikTok. Swing by, keep up with what the two Dum Yinzers are up to on a day-to-day basis. Also, Mike, if you haven't had it, Mike, if you haven't had a chance yet, guys, do hit the like button down below. Hit the like, sub, share, even leave a comment. It all helps in the algorithm, guys. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. I think it was Bend Over. Is what Corey is saying. Steel Loyal saying no, it was Barry McCockiner. Barry McCockiner. Lou Sassel also is in the house too. I think I've seen. And for whatever reason, Mike, it's just not letting your button work. I had this button prepared for the situation, but look, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever reason, it's not letting me work. Vegas says this. Dick Vitale complimented Charles Barkley's NBA career, and Barkley said basketball is as easy when you have a big ass wiener. That's what Charles Barkley apparently said. Also, Mike, I do want to say this. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. I want to give a big shout out and big thank you to the terrible board. As always, you guys always keep the show interesting, guys. We couldn't thank you enough. Thank you so much. You're the lifeblood of the show. We say it all the time because we mean it. Thank you. Also, I want to say thank you to everybody that's at home. Maybe you're at work, maybe you're at the gym, wherever you may be. If you're listening, if you're watching, we want to thank you too. Thank you so much. Also, we will be back tomorrow at our regular time to do it all over again. Like tomorrow's Friday. And again, once we get into the next week, we're going to be into the 20s when we're talking about the countdown to the NFL draft, like 35 days from right now. So a week from now, next Thursday, we're going to be sitting at 28 days. So that is absolutely insane, as people are going to start piling into our little city to do the NFL draft, Mike, in just 35 days, expecting 700,000 people, probably more, Mike. And this is just people coming from out of town. This isn't even just the people from Pittsburgh they're expecting. So
it's going to be packed.
Yes. IP Freely, Steeler Freak is saying. Richard Hertz also on the board.
I'll take one for the team.
Yeah.
Thanks for the Cody saying thanks for the ride. D's what?
Cody, D's what's? Anita Peter, John is saying. Maybe like bounce back. And the thing is, it's not going to be funny anymore.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's really not funny because my machine isn't working. That's really what's pissing me off back here.
The never-ending battle between Ryan and technology. It's just great.
Phil McGowan. Oh, there it is. You talk through it the whole time. Would you just shut up for a moment? Would you just shut up for a moment? And there it is. Not working.
See, I need to talk for it to work.
No, you need to shut the F up is what you need to do. So I can
What you need to do is
so I can complete a joke for once. These nuts, Cody says. Vegas says these nuts will always be funny, just like was. Phil McGroin, there's one. Phil McGroin. So, guys, that's it, unfortunately, for the day. Again, we'll be back tomorrow to get into all this stuff. The Penguins, Mike, won't be back at it till Saturday. The Pirates are playing at 6:05 today. They'll be facing the Orioles. And then, again, all the March Madness, I'm sure for the most part, people are going to be paying attention to that through the rest of the weekend. A lot of March Madness. Ohio State already eliminated. Derpy may have hung himself. We don't know. We might need a wellness check. But you know what I was hoping? I was hoping that Ohio State would win so we could give Derpy shit, because every time we give him shit about things like Ohio State's just not a basketball team, I don't care about that. I'm sure he would have cared about it if they would have won. So that's why I was kind of hoping they would have won so we could give them shit for always giving us the I don't care about Ohio State basketball spiel, Mike.
Yeah, and I'm going to be sure to go back and check out his live stream for when they lost. That crash out has to be legendary.
Let's see, Vanelli, you're the man. Unless you still like Penn State, then it's
never
on.
Like Indiana Hoosier fan, Cody. Born and bred, baby.
What rope is Derpy? What rope is holding Derpy? That's a very good question. A very strong one. Cody says this Vanilla gonna make Ryan crash out. Vegas says those are better than 6'7". Maybe one of those battle ropes at the gym is what Vegas is saying. Again, guys, thank you so much. It was a great day. It was great seeing everybody. Always great conversation with everybody on the Terrible board. Mike, anything before we get ready to wrap it up?
Nah, man, this was yeah, John, I'm right there with you, John. I hope tomorrow we can have a quarterback discussion tomorrow. No. Today was a great show, man. I had a lot of fun, man. It's just been a blast. It's a shame it has to end.
Still Loyal says they got Charles Barkley's head shined up for the March Madness day. Cody says I want to see Derpy draft crash out. Yeah, you know what? It was bad last year. Mike, where's the sound clip for it?
Yeah,
hold on. He's saying, can you clip it? You want to hear last year's real quick?
I hate everything. I hate everything.
And that was after what, Mike? We drafted who first overall? Was
Derek Harmon.
That was after we got Derek Harmon because he wanted a sexy player.
Yeah, he wanted to get one of the receivers from Ohio State.
Yeah,
and that's Derpy. Everyone from Ohio State he wants.
I know, and you're the same way with your Penn State, and it's sickening, but we will see what happens, guys. Again, we want to thank everybody for coming and checking us out, hanging out today. We'll be back tomorrow to wrap this week up, Mike. And again, 35 days from today, the NFL draft does kick off right here in the Berg.
In the Berg.
Vegas says he's going to fly on the stage like He's going to fly on the stage like Fat Man did the fight back in the day. He's going to fly onto the stage like Fan Man did back in the day. Sandman? Let's see. Let's go to Steel Loyal. Steel Loyal says this. It's okay. We all saw the Bills' reaction to them drafting Josh Allen. Ryan's AI girlfriend calls in sick. You guys, great as always. Mike, one more time. Speak now, forever hold your peace. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We hope that you have a great day. Stay safe. Enjoy some March Madness. Again, we'll talk about that and everything else tomorrow as we wrap up the week in the Friday installment of the show. I want to say this for Jeff Finch, for Derpy, for RB, for Chop, for Mike, myself, the two Dum Yinzers. Have a great Thursday. Stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.